and Toy Daddies. TPC and Toy Daddies.
Welcome to the ToyPic Community Top 10, brought to you by the Toy Daddies.
Hey, what's going on, ToyPic Community? We have 2/3 of your Toy Daddies here. Hi, you know me. It's Yimbo Reviews Everything. And with me, as always, is one of my talented Toy Daddies. It's No.Chewing. What's up, Chewy?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, it's we're here, we're alive. That's all, like I told you, some of those days, that's what I count on, is just that. I have to go to that where it's like, all right, I'm thankful for being alive on this planet. Hopefully I get another one tomorrow. That's kind of where I am tonight.
Woke up today, made a little bit of money, I suspect. It's okay. It's okay.
Right.
Saw a reveal today that could be cool. I'm not talking about any particular one because there's a reveal every freaking day.
Right.
But happy to be here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it wasn't even like I was telling you. Like even my wife said, she's like, "Yeah, like well, you're in a mood." I'm like, "I know, I'm just in a mood." And it's me because you know me. Like I typically am not dwelling.
Oh, sad,
but
Yimbo, so disturbing.
I was just like
gloomy Yimbo.
Yeah, like it was just. It wasn't that I was like having a bad mood. It was just I don't know. I wasn't turned up but I was having a nice time. I ended up taking my kids today, Chewy, to the library after I picked them up.
Oh yeah,
and
nice.
Yeah, that's always I love a good library trip, and we were super stoked because like I've reminded people many times, support your local libraries. They have video games, and we borrowed the Paw Patrol game for the Switch, and then Luigi's Mansion. So like we're very excited that for the next 7 days.
Polarizing gameplay right there.
Yeah.
You're in for like, I can't believe I'm playing this game about dogs to a really good game.
Yeah, that the Paw Patrol game my kids love. So like I am so happy because it's for them, like my son's gotten into Pokemon and Mario, but like that's not for him. He's 4.5, like this is geared. It shows you how to do like what to do in the control. I'm like, okay, this is like a perfectly appropriate. Like they're not gonna need daddy to constantly get them out of trouble. Which is what
playing, my kids got Bluey for Christmas, and the game, it's a little bit of a letdown. I love the show so much that I'm just like, oh, the game must be amazing. And just like, exactly the manipulation to a child. They're like, oh, if the series is great, the toys must be great. The video game must be amazing. So they do need my help to get out of jams. To be like,
yeah,
we can't reach this balloon. It's like, just like in real life.
Well, the Bully game's on my radar, but I did see like a parenting TikTok that talks about shows and games and stuff. And I remember like there was a dad being like, I love this show so much. I was so excited to play this with my kids. And it's just not what I wanted.
Not what I wanted. It wasn't like cheap either. It was like $40.
Yeah, and that was another part of his complaint. Like, if you want to throw this for like as is for $20, fine.
Yeah. Exactly.
But we have a lot of amazing people in the chat tonight, just because we can start saying our hellos to everybody chilling. Thank you all, everybody, for hanging out with us this evening. Tonight, we do have a special guest. He popped in briefly. I think he's dealing with some technological issues. But our special guest tonight is going to be Rick, a.k.a. Artwithtoyz.
He is he's in the back, so.
Oh, well, perfect. Okay, because I don't get to see the backstage now. So, we're gonna have to bring Rick on right now and start catching up. So let's do this thing.
Awesome, let's bring him in.
What's up, Rick?
What's going on,
guys?
It's not Tuesday or Friday. How you doing? What's up, man?
It wouldn't be Artwithtoyz on the stream if there wasn't for some technical issues.
Well, naturally, that's okay. It happens to the best of us.
Technology is so moody because the microphone wasn't working and it said do this and I did it and then I did and then I tried killing everything and restarting everything and it just wouldn't work. I was like, man, I'm scared, like I can't get the microphone to work. And finally I'm trying everything, I'm pushing buttons and everything, and then finally it just a simple refresh and it fired up. So I don't know.
I get it. For weeks on the show, Yimbo and Chris wouldn't tell me that I was freezing up like every 20 minutes or so for weeks. And then they're like, yeah, every time you speak, actually. Like, oh, thanks for telling me a month in. So I ended up finding a hole. Like I'm in my basement and my router is upstairs. So I found a hole in the floorboards to run the line through. So it looks like a very shoddy connection. But now I'm wired. I use my SLR as my camera now. So if there's any issues, I'm just giving up.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, Rick, last week, as professional as we try to be, we ended up like like this. We got kicked out of the stream 15 minutes in, had to fire it up again. It happens. So no worries, man. You're here now. You're here.
Yeah, I tried testing out like new headphones and a camera and a microphone on Wage Stream. And for a minute it was fine, and then it just decided to die on me. And so it just does it. It does it at the worst time, when you're rushing to get on a live or you're actually on the live and you're trying new equipment, and it's like, we're gonna mess with you right now.
Yeah. Why would things want to work out of the box?
Yeah, absolutely.
But speaking of unparalleled universe, thanks to Wade for being the guy that hooked all this up, because like when I got to talk to him, he was like, oh, Rick would be so good for this. And obviously, like I've seen your work and I've heard you talk about photography and toy photography, and yes, this is all wonderful, man. So thank you again for joining us this evening. We're probably going to rehash some stuff that you've talked about on streams before, but like you might end up meeting some new people in the chat tonight. So, like, Rick, what's your origin story in terms of how about toy photography? We'll start with that. Like, are you are you in the group of like me and Chewy in the last 4-ish years, or are you beyond?
Well, actually,
how far back do you go with the toys?
I fell into a vat of plastic that was going to be formed into future action figures and gain super. No, I'm just kidding.
Madness with superpowers, whichever one you get.
Works, right? Yeah, you fall into a vat of something.
Naturally.
Yeah. Me, I'll fall into like a vat of chocolate or something that won't give me powers.
Right.
No, it's kind of funny. Years ago, probably 2015, 20, I've always been a collector, and I've bought stuff and I would just hold on to it and I wouldn't do a whole lot with it. And 2015, my girlfriend and my daughter bought me, and people are going to laugh because I know it's like a hated figure, but it was the Marvel Legends Space Iron Man, the one that came out in the Guardians of the Galaxy wave with the Groot Build-A-Figure.
Oh, okay.
I love Iron Man. I'm a big Iron Man fan. And so I had it sitting on a shelf, and I started that was right around the time I started getting into Instagram and learned of ACBA was the first thing I learned of. And I'm like, wow, these guys actually put their figures to work. They take them out of the packaging and they display them and they take cool pictures. And I said, I have all these figures sitting here. I'd love to be able to do more with them. And so I kind of started, taking pictures here and there. Like I'd put them on the coffee table and, do, stuff. So, a lot of those pictures actually did exist on my Instagram. Like if you were to scroll, I think I posted 1,000 pictures. You scroll all the way back, you'd see some really entry level stuff.
Oh, that's my stuff. Oh, yeah, my whole journey's up there too, man.
Yeah, and it's like somebody. I was always told you never look back unless you're looking to see how far you've come. And
I love that. Yes.
Yeah. So I occasionally would go back and check it, and I just started. I started really getting into it. I wanted to push myself to do more. A lot, I started out doing a lot of Digirama stuff where I would use my TV screen as like a backdrop, and then I started layering stuff in front of it to make, more depth. And then I started buying construction paper to, and blasting light off of it to give it like kind of an infinite space type feel. And it just kept evolving. Then I started picking up little things here and there and picking people's brains and learning camera tricks. And it just kind of evolved to where it is today. I'm just constantly it's almost like I could be my own worst enemy at times because I'm always trying to challenge myself. And if I don't feel like, oh, this is challenging enough or I've done enough in this picture, I'm always like, I don't want to take it, and I want to think of something different. I want to be, and one of the things I've always tried to do is when you look at my pictures on my page, there's never truly like anything that's like I'll never run into a theme where I'm like, hey, I'm going to shoot Batman for a while. I usually will shoot Batman and then the next day I might shoot King Kong, just to switch it up a little. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I just kind of like was a collector, lover of, toys, obviously. Love Ninja Turtles is my other passion. And just wanted to put my figures to work and do something with them.
Oh, that's awesome. So I didn't realize you're a fellow turtle boy. like to that level.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Did you
I actually will collect any turtles, even if they're bad. Because I do have a display downstairs and like each turtle I have them in the order of the song. So Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines. So like the first shelf's Leo and then Donnie. And like nice. And I display them, per the shelf, and there's all the variations are in there, even if it's like really bad versions of Playmates or versions of the turtles people didn't care for, like the Bay Turtles, and so I'll throw them in there just to have them all. I just like I love Ninja Turtles, so
that's awesome.
That's cool.
Did you get charged by Mezco for are you on the Mezco train? No. I didn't. Okay. Did you pre-order it? Did you pre-order that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I still haven't. I've been like waiting to see just how they're gonna turn out. I do want them.
I feel like that one you should just get it if you're thinking about it.
I know.
Yeah. Wade was talking about it today, and he made a good point. He goes, it's because you're getting all 4 turtles and it's pricey. And he was talking about how like it's like a whole budget, multiple figures, that you'd buy like, one figure here, one figure there. It's all in one. So it could kind of be startling from that perspective, but they look good. We saw them in person at Comic-Con, and I thought they looked great. They look better than the promo images that I had seen.
Well, you guys, like, I feel like that started like they were still up for pre-order. And then, like, you guys got to see them, and the reels went out, and then it was like, oh no, it's waitlist. It's sold out now.
Yeah, like 4 hours later, Big Bad was sold out. Like what?
Yeah. So they look good.
Oh yeah, I was gonna. Sorry, I had another question brewing for you, but I will come back to it. I wanted to say hi to our chat real quick. See if any Tuesday night members are in the house. Speaking of which, are you going to be blasted? There we go. Mayor Tim, Toy Chase in the house. What's going on, Tim? Josh Brown. Yeah, there you go. The Wade invasion. Wade creates. Speaking of another Wade, how you doing, man? Who we have up here? Nilla Gorilla. What's up, Jeremy? Oh, my man. M. McKinney, my man. MSC Photography. What's going on, dude? And Greg, formerly the Brute Scale. What's up, Greg? 88 Figs. Ozzy boy. Let's see. Ooh, Cal the Collector's in the house. What's up, dude? Is it at 5 a.m. today, the Elimination Chamber? Is that?
Yeah, that's on Saturday morning.
Because
I don't think there'll be a watch along, to be honest, unless I'm still up.
That would have to be it. I'd have to be pulling it all-nighter.
Yeah. If I go to sleep at like 1, 2 o'clock, I'm not waking up for a 5 a.m.
Yeah. What's going on?
Wherever that's called now.
What's up to Tentacus? How are you doing? And I think Rick Jones. Jukebox Hero. What's up, man? And Rick Jones. I think we got everybody that's currently said hi. Again, as you guys come in and as you have questions for Rick, please feel free to drop them in the chat. We will highlight them and bring them up. For the turtles.
Josh, I think you're on something. I think the digital images that they put for toys they have to stop. We're not in pandemic anymore. Take a photo of the prototype.
Yeah.
Because
I'm kind of with you on that.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Some of those promo pictures have turned me off to figures. Like the Doom, the Mezco Doom. I was like, I mean, I love Dr. Doom, but I just wasn't feeling it. I was like, is this really going to be that much better than my Marvel Legends one? Because the Legends one, I put all soft goods on it. and
Right.
I think I needed it. And then I started seeing it in pictures, and I'm like, oh, I need it. And I got it. And man, it's a great figure. It's
Is that
incredible.
a top figure? If you had to like project yourself forward in December, you think it'll be a top 5 for you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think at the end of the year, it's going to be up there in the top 5, top 10.
So sure. It's going to be Leo, Raph, Mikey, Donnie, then Doom.
Yeah,
that'll be your top
Doom
5.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. We have Cap Lives.
Cap Lives, what's going on? Yes, it is the Art with Toys. That is correct.
That's right. I'll have to update the title of the show.
By the way, here, like just to pull this up for you, Rick, just to shout out, because you currently have a feature. We wanted to shout you out as our guest this week, and you posted that picture, as it says, 5 days ago. Holy crap! This came out so good, man. I absolutely love, dude. See, like, I think what was so amazing, because this is such like a well put together, well composed shot, and then just with Spidey, which really did take me a second. Like it wasn't readily apparent, but it took me the second to linger and went, man, it took it to another level. So this is just
see that until you just said that.
See, that was
I was thinking the red in the front. And I was like, what is that? Like Scarlet Spider-Man, maybe? But no, it's hanging on the back. That's amazing.
Yeah. Try to get him lurking back there. Yeah, you know what? If you guys are looking, I mean, you might already know this, but if you're looking for great 1/12 scale props, I don't know if you have this in your area of the country, but Daiso, it's like a Japanese kind of Five Below type store, and a lot of this stuff I was just picking it up there, like the boxes in the back to the like our right, like looking at the picture. Those are warehouse racks that they actually sell there, and they snap together. And so they were like perfect. And then I was just picking up, like, actually the crates that Spidey is on came from there too. Like they have already 1/12 scale crates. They got floor dioramas. They got these carts, like these push carts, like you'd see in a warehouse where you pile stuff on it and push it around.
Yeah.
So I started buying all that. And I'm like, yeah, what if like the villains were all just like up in an empty warehouse where they do their dirty business, and they're just like counting their money and laughing, thinking that they have the city by storm, and Spidey's getting ready to ruin their day. So
yeah, dude, excellent comic panel. Like that's what this, and like not only could it be like a frameable piece that I would hang up, but like I said, like just with Spidey hanging out back there, like having to to have the patience again to really study the image, and then there he is. Like it's such a comic book. It just jumps out. It's so good. So I just had to highlight that, man, because again, you bring it. Your account is awesome, and yeah, I like that. You just kind of you're all over the place. Like you don't have to do something. Like I just went on a little bender with that Void Gomez. Like that was like my last like run of pictures. But otherwise, yeah, it's you just gotta have fun with the toys, man. Always
yeah. My favorite one that stood out to me was that I was cold reading your style and who you are. It was the Mickey and Minnie holiday one. I was like, all right, I like him. He knows how to have a good time with himself.
Yeah. Just like I said, having fun, and like I'll think of ideas, and I always put them in like the notepad of my phone, and. Especially around Christmas, I for some reason, like Christmas time, I would get really into taking Christmas photos, and I come up with like tons of ideas, and I just want to make sure. In fact, like there was like a few things that I wanted to do that I just ran out of time. So I'm like, well, I guess I got a head start on next year. But yeah, I just try to have fun with it. If I do try to do a series, I try to make a comic panel. Like and do something with that, just like something that tells a story. But it's what it's all about. I think like with this, it just kind of being creative with the toy photography. It's just about continuing to challenge yourself and have fun with the toys, and like there's no real limitations with it. You know what I mean? Like you can cross things over. Like I've used like in that comic panel there. I have the Flash's treadmill, and Ken Masters is running on that treadmill. So it's like, using different accessories for different pictures and stuff like that. It's just what makes it fun,
Man, do you? Here's one other question. I have so many for you. One of them, when you were talking before about doing the setups and everything, like right now on my coffee table, I have 3 separate small little, like I have a little bedroom that I put, built from Michael's with my accessories. I have my hallway dio, and I have my like Wayne Manor McFarlane. Like I made a little, so I have 3 little dios, and I've just all loaded them up, and I like all the scenes, and I took them on my phone. But like, do you ever just set up stuff because it's fun, and then I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna put my camera to this. Like I just enjoy. It was just me playing around. Like I just really like how it turned out. I might use it for my story, but like I haven't broken it down yet. But I'm like, do I set up my camera? Do you do stuff like that? Do you find yourself just like setting up scenes that never get shot?
Yeah, I mean, there's times where I feel like I have an idea and I'll go, my toy stuff's in a loft, so I'm up in a loft here, and like I'll set something up thinking like, hey, I want to do something with this, and I'll set it, and I'll have a vision in my mind, and then one of 2 things happens. Either one, I have another idea and I break it down and I go to that idea, or I try to set the camera up and then I just kind of frustrate myself trying to get it right. And then eventually I'm like, let me just go to something else and maybe revisit this down the road. Man, one of the things too is like I'm very like particular about like certain things. So if like an arm is off, or the color's off, or a light's off, or something, I've actually like literally set up a shot, taken a picture, thinking that okay, this is the finished product. I'm happy with it. Look at it, like I'll tear down the whole thing. I'll look at the picture and then I'll go, no, I don't like it. And I've put the whole thing back up again just to try to take another picture. Especially if I send it to somebody and they're like, the lighting could be a little better.
Yeah, or your wrist is this way when it really should be like, this way. You're like,
down. That's it. I'm going to put it back up.
Well, we've all been there, and that is actually like, see, you've been hitting on such great advice for people to hear, like going back to compare yourself to just yourself, just to look at your growth. Like that's such a productive way of looking at the past, as opposed to comparing yourself to others. Like look at your own growth. That was wonderful. And yeah, that cracks me up, because that's something that Sir Dork has also told us, but like in conference, just like you can't give up on an idea. Like if you have that idea, yes, if it's a pain, but like we love this stuff, we do it for fun. So like set it up again, get the right shot, especially if you notice afterwards.
and it's very rare that you have whatever that the thing is you picture in your mind is it's not that common that you're just gonna set it up and it's gonna look exactly like you drew it up in your head. It may happen like tiny percentage of the time, but sometimes it's just a matter of like that was the starting point, the jump off point. Now you have this this setup in front of you, and it's about just trying to make the picture look good. Sometimes you almost don't want to live up to the vision you have in your head because something might be off, like you might think a diorama is a certain size in your brain, and then when you get it set up and get everything in front of it, it's not really, but it still can work. You just have to, tweak with things and move it around a little bit. So, that's a big thing. And lastly, I'd tell you lighting is huge, because lighting is ultimately what's going to determine whether or not your figures look like they're alive, or if they just look like they're just lifeless things standing there aimlessly looking into space.
So for you, is lighting, like if something like, someone's starting out, like and the main things, is lighting for you that you're like the top thing that you would emphasize with like somebody just getting into it?
Yeah, because
like master that first. I mean, not that we ever master anything, but like tackle that first.
With dioramas, you could drive yourself crazy thinking like, oh, I need an alleyway diorama or a rooftop, or that stuff will come. If you have the figures, you have the lighting, and you have something basic to start with, I think the lighting, obviously the posing is important, right? But like the lighting is ultimately what's going to bring the whole thing together. And a lot of people will say, well, I want to shoot with a camera, I want to I'm shooting with a phone. I've seen people do like crazy things with phones, with DSLRs, whatever. And a lot of times it's about, how they leverage the lighting to make it happen. So yeah, I think lighting, and then obviously posing. If you could build a little world, again, you could use construction paper in your background. That could be what you start off with. And you could build this little world in front, and you could take something simple. Like if you look at Boog, from ACBA, he takes a lot of those white hot shots where the background's just all white. But he has the figures posed up so well in front of it that the picture looks awesome. And you're not really thinking about, the surrounding environment. You're looking at these two figures having a conversation. And it's all about, he has the right posing, he has the right lighting, and boom, it comes to life.
Yeah. No, it's so true. By the way, I was just seeing Jukebox here was asking for the name of the store, but Cap Lives, thanks for covering it. But it is Daiso. Rick, I've been out to one ever. I went with Machu this summer, and it was amazing. And I need to go back because it wasn't even halfway filled with like the goodies that we were looking for, like the promises of TikTok. And now, like we got some lockers and a couple things. He's been back since. I got to go again, man. But yeah, everybody, Daiso, they do not sell anything online. But when you go to their US site, that will give you the whole list of stores. But
yeah, they have like
out, man.
Like this little entertainment center.
See, I didn't have that. That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, yeah, like these chairs.
I don't have those either.
Little coffee table.
I have
that one.
Then they have two types of lockers. So they have these metal lockers that you can use. I actually use these in the Ken Masters shot. It's like a little locker room area of the gym. And then they have the little, like, almost like the school lockers. And then they recently just got, like I said, they got the warehouse racks. I'm trying to see if I have them close by. They have the warehouse racks. They got the flooring, and the flooring snaps together. So you can... Flooring? Yeah, it's like floors. Like I think they have one that looks like wooden floor, one that looks like concrete. And you could snap them together to make them as big as you want. And... what else did I get there? The crates, obviously, those were really cool. Another thing that I found, which was kind of dangerous but super cheap, is AliExpress has these like 1/12 scale props.
Oh boy!
Where you can buy like sets, and they have this mailbox, and then they come with a phone booth. And what was the other thing? It's a mailbox, phone booth. Oh, and a newspaper stand.
You know what's dangerous that I saw? I think it's I always butcher his name. Gang Wife Free.
Oh, Gang Wife Free. Yeah.
He was putting together. I think he was putting together a Blockbuster or a bedroom Dio one day, and he got on AliExpress and ordered a bunch of like boxes for like a classic PlayStation or board games, and he's like, these are all like pennies, like 50 cents, $1 a piece or whatever.
Yeah, they're super cheap. Like what else did I get from there? I got this little desk lamp.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
and what's crazy is like it turns on.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So that's cool. So I picked up that, and then I have a couple of different boom boxes, but I got this little boom box from there.
And does that turn on too?
No, I wish. That'd be cool if it played some music. And then this tiny little TV, like a little CRT.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, that's cool.
I love the
antennas. And then like the little bunny ears move around and stuff. Yeah.
Yimbo, go hit up a Daiso, will you?
Well, those were, you just said were AliExpress, right? So what did you search for on AliExpress?
But the Daiso also has microphone stands, and they have these little tables. I thought I had them close by, and then they have little ladders. You can get little 1/12 scale ladders and stuff. You guys don't have one close by. I'll pop in there and grab you some stuff. Yeah, the microphone stand's awesome.
There's some little microphone. And it does extend up. I took a piece out for like sitting podcasts, which I've never done my shot with. And then I was just holding up one of the tables that Rick was talking about, because these stack. This is what he's saying. Like, I have like 2 of these, and then there's like the big black ones that I also have.
The one that you picked up for me, Yimbo, when we met up over the summer.
Yeah.
It was the 1/12 size like tubs.
Oh, the tubs, yeah. The
so
plastic
like
tubs.
Clear, like tubs, like
how
store stuff. Except it's in 1/12, so I was able to put like, the little mini brand stuff into it, so it looks just like real life.
Those two, yep.
Yeah.
It's such good stuff. It's so good. That's what's been so exciting in the last couple of years is seeing our scale of like 110, 112 start being like people making stuff. Even if it's not intentional, it still scales really well.
Yeah.
It's been really nice. Like I've been looking. Oh, this is so funny. Here we go. 112 scale. Basketball and soccer ball. These are from these Five Below dolls that I ended up buying for my daughter. Yeah, because I wanted to get the lockers for myself. And then of course I buy that super action stuff, and like there's the football and the soccer ball, and I was just like, oh, like I've been waiting 4 years for like legitimate.
In that set is absolutely worth it. Like
that set is amazing.
Headphones. Love it.
Yeah, it has like the masks and stuff. Like like a gas mask and everything. Yeah, I got to pick that one up.
Even the headphones are adjustable though. Like it snaps in the middle to expand.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's a good touch.
It's ridiculous.
I want it because I'm trying to build a 112 scale arcade, and so I printed up a bunch of like arcade posters, like from classic arcade games that I'm gonna stick on. Like I have this diorama, I'll stick them on the wall, and then I got 4 arcade machines from Prime to the First, and those are going to be kind of in the foreground because I want to feature those. And then like the more I have a couple of generic arcades, they'll be in the kind of in the back just to fill the shot up a little bit. Yeah. And then I'm waiting on like it's like a cafe, but it has a counter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the counter space with little prizes. You know how like you go to the arcade, you win tickets and you turn them in for prizes. So I'm going to fill it with prizes and do like an arcade. But I'm going to take like the classic arcade characters like Sonic, Mario, Link from Zelda, the Metroid, and I'm going to have them actually in the arcade playing the games. So that set's perfect because that little arcade lights up too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a good indicator of how thought out your process is of just describing your shot, which is 10 times more than I would do with that arcade. I'm closer to Bug, where I'm gonna put it on a colored background and like take my shot with one character.
What's funny is I was in one of the hobby stores one time and I found this wooden boat. And I sent a picture on Parallel, and I'm like, "Hey, check out this wooden boat." And he's like, "What are you gonna do with that? Like, it's supposed to go on some old man's shelf, And I go, "Oh, I got an idea with it." And I had the Genghis frog and Napoleon, the NECA frogs.
Yeah.
At the time, they were the first two that come. I think they were the first two that came out in the 2-pack, and I had them fishing in the bayou, and they were fishing off the boat. And he's like, "Oh, he could go." And I'm like, "Dude, if you have a vision, you just put it to work."
Next evolution of that, you need to get like 10 of them and recreate like a river market in Thailand where they just sell each other foods.
Yeah.
Go super into it.
Man, I wonder how many times between the three of us and then everybody obviously listening live right now, like I wonder how many times an idea, like we start with the idea and then gather everything, or how many times either a new toy or like a new accessory came into our vision and went, oh, I can do this, and then we go from there. It's like I wonder what the ratio is on that. Because I'm definitely, I don't know, I'm definitely split. Sometimes I'm led by the purchases, sometimes the ideas.
Yeah,
I'm led by purchases. I'm there.
Chewy likes that new.
I do love the new. Like I've been playing around with the it's not even new, but it's new to me. It's the SH Deadpool 2. I got it off Amazon when it was cheap. It was like $80, and so I've been posing that on my desk during meetings. So now that generated ideas for me.
Nice. Yeah, that's sometimes how it goes, man. Like sometimes you just get the figures like posed up with something, and it starts to generate the idea juices.
Yeah. Well, we have a question for you, and then maybe we can get into, like we'll start kicking off. We're trying to do things. We're not trying to take up your whole night, Rick. But we're obviously having a blast right now. So we'll start like the slideshow. We're trying to do a little bit better job of like blending both aspects of the show together. So
Fair
here's
warning,
some bonehead.
we go
Well,
long,
oh yeah,
or we can go long, and we have gone long. So that's just a fair warning. And then also Chris, who's the third toy daddy, he's our timekeeper. Really, he's he's the one that like 10:30 is like, let's move a little faster.
Yeah, the timekeeper's not here, so we'll see how we do tonight. But Bonehead asks Rick, "What's the best and worst advice you've ever gotten when it comes to toy photography?" So, what would be some of the best advice that you could think of right now? We'll do both.
I think best advice. Shoot, what would be the best advice? I think just paying attention to detail. You know, I think sometimes, you know, we'll use the Ninja Turtles as an example, and I brought this up before. You know, sometimes you'll see somebody take a really good picture of the turtles, and then like Leo's sword will be turned in the wrong direction, or you know, like you were saying earlier, Jimbo, like, you know, the wrist or something.
No,
you know, yeah, it's just wrong, or you know, so, yeah, just sometimes, you know, just taking your time with it. You know, if you really want to get into it and be good, you know, good at it, or you know, continue to evolve, you know, just take your time with it, set it up, and take a look at it through the viewfinder. And that's the big thing too, is like leveraging the viewfinder as your kind of your canvas as to how much space you have to work with, you know, against your backdrop. Worst advice? Yeah, most people that I've asked advice for have always usually been pretty open about giving good advice. And I usually go to people who, you know, they know something about something that I want to do. You know, you had the goofy shot up earlier, where he's kind of disappearing because he's a ghost. You know, that was just something where I went to one of the guys who was really good at it, and I said, "How do you do that?" And he said, "You got to put on long exposure, and you just pull the figure out of the shot, and it'll give you that see-through, you know, that see-through effect." And you know, I just kind of, you know, through trial and error, just kept messing with it. I saw the settings. You know, he sent me the settings, and through trial and error, kept messing with it until I got it right. So yeah, worst advice.
So that's practice.
Yeah,
that's literally long. So wow, I thought
you just used a little bit of Photoshop.
Yeah, like I thought that was just a little.
Yeah,
take the background now, a little stack, a little layer, a little blending.
Actually, you did it while watching, you know, the Disney Christmas Carol. You know?
Yeah.
Wow,
I love it. Like, yeah, I have a soft spot for that Christmas Carol movie. When I found the figures, I was like, man, these are a must buy. But
give me Goat the Christmas Present. I really want that version.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever worst advice.
I'm with you, Rick. Like everybody I've ever spoken to, I mean, I see Sir Trevor 1-6 shooters in the chat. Like he's somebody I've picked his brain. He's always been so wonderful and helpful in my, like, the new light bulb going off, something clicking, you know. So I'm with you too. Like I don't think I've ever gotten bad advice. Like the worst advice would be like, hey, just focus on buying a bunch of toys. Like, don't do that. Buy what you're gonna use for your. I don't know. I don't think I've ever gotten like bad advice either in terms of.
And most people are just so like they're so nice. Like, you know, Trevor, you know, you mentioned that he's always been a nice person. Most people that I've, you know, either saw in the community over the years or watched on live streams or talked to, and you know, whether it be in comments or through chat, you know, they've always been super nice. And that's, you know, that's what kind of makes all of this so great. And, you know, it's definitely one of those hobbies where, you know, there's, you know, collectively, just like in a little town, right? You got a fireman and a cop and, you know, the butcher and, we're the same way. You know, you have the dio makers and you have the customizers and you have people do photography and people do accessories, and it all cumulatively makes up this great community. And like what I like is, like, I love when I see people take pictures and then they tag the person who made the prop on the picture, because, like, you know, I saw like Warrior Evans, he took a picture and there was an ATM machine, And I'm like, where did you get this ATM machine? And I tap on the picture, and he credits the person who made the ATM machine. So I'm like, that's what I really like about it. Some people do a mixture of all of it, and some people may try to do all of it. I personally can't do all of it, I just don't have the time, but it's pretty cool just to see all of the little, things that make up, or the people that make up this community. So yeah, I don't know. I've never, like I said, I don't think I've ever gotten really tough advice on advice, I guess.
Yeah, same. The Tentacus actually mentions the best advice that they got was you don't need the top of the line equipment. And I think that was the best advice I got as well. I think I got from Sir Dork saying just use what you have. And I've been telling anyone that ever asks me, I'm like, you have a phone, you have $20 that you can burn on Amazon, get you Lonzy light, start there.
Yeah.
And just, have fun with it.
Yeah, I always tell people my first lights were they were Walmart desk lamps. I think they were like $5 a piece or something, and I just bought 4 of them, and I had cords running all over the place, and like extension cords, trying to keep everything lit up. I'm sweating because it's hot, but I mean, you use what you got, and you can evolve from there, if you choose to.
Dude, I was about to say, like, when my very first toy shop was just like with my lamps, or like my normal lights, my recessed lighting in my basement. I didn't know what I was doing. And then when I was like my first light, it was like from a light box that it came off, and I'm like, oh, and it was just white, but I'm like, oh, what can I do with this? It was just and now, over the years, you start accumulating,
those
based on
those lights you buy that you put under your cabinets in your kitchen.
Yeah, the
right?
little
active light. I've used that. I still have it sitting around here somewhere. I've used that. That was one of my first lights that I used just to kind of like, because it's a bar, and it kind of gave me more of an evenly widespread, light. But yeah, I mean, like you were saying, just go places and look for things. And the Dollar Tree, they have lights. Sometimes some of them are like battery powered touch lights. Those work. You can use a little bit of anything, and you can make it happen.
You can use the sun,
right
outside.
Yeah. I've seen people take like city dioramas and set them up on a table, and, kind of have like, like you're looking through the city, and then the backdrop is actually the actual real sky, and just use the sunlight, and it looks amazing because getting that natural lighting, and it's kind of blanketing everything, the way it should be.
That sounds really good. I don't know why I haven't tried that yet. Because the last 4 years I've been building my artificial worlds where I need artificial light everywhere.
I used to take my action figures to like Disneyland and set them up throughout the park and take pictures.
Oh, well,
I do that all the time. It's my favorite pastime to grab a 1 or 2, primarily just one pocket figure wherever I travel to, and that becomes that special figure.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's so special that I never shoot anywhere else. It's like, all right, it was for this one vacation. I shot it like 100 times, and that's it. So
you beat the hell out of that Fantasia Mickey. Super 7. Right?
That Fantasia Mickey needs a bath. I took it to Disney World, and so it went around everywhere. I went to the cantina in Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge, and one of the drinks, like, I thought it would stay in the cup, like it does this thing where it starts to bubble and it's all red, and then if you don't drink it, apparently it like pops over. And I was setting up Mickey as like a shot, being like, oh, it's Mickey in Scum and Villainy Canteen or whatever, and the thing just like pops and like splashes all over it into the soft good. So it's like, good thing it's the last day.
I may have made a mistake.
It's like, I'll never shoot you again, but you did your job, man.
By the way, I wanted to shout out and say hi to Revolt. How's it going? And Endless Fables. We're just trying to catch and Pablo Lopez in the house. What's going on, Pablo? As I see some new names pop in. So whoever is having a great night. Josh Brown says, let's see. Oh wait, they're having a little conversation here. Hang on a second. I got lost. All right, I'm gonna go to Pablo's comment. Pepper's ghost technique can work as well. Pablo. So now this is something that like Rick, you just taught yourself that last month, or a couple months ago, right? Figuring out that goofy.
Yeah.
I just bought a pane of glass.
Yeah.
16 by 20. And that was my thought. Like, I'm going to end up hitting up Jason, work more or less, and being like, hey, bud, how do I do this again?
Yeah.
Did you go glass?
What's up?
Is it glass, or did you go with like
I went glass. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went glass.
Cool.
Yeah.
I hope
keep,
that
a couple pieces of glass handy as well. Like,
yeah.
I've tried to do the Pepper's Ghost. I think the problem I run into is that my glass is not. It probably needs to be just slightly bigger because I'm going to be further back away from it to get the reflection going. But I use it a lot to suspend things. So like the Marley and Marley shot where they're floating, they're on glass, so they're stuck to glass, and all the chains and the little things are all stuck to the glass too.
Yeah.
So the glass technique is it's killer when you're trying to do tangible photography and you want to get like, things floating or, kind of suspended. It's perfect. And like, even if the glass has some imperfection, usually when you're focused on the subjects of the picture, you won't even see those, like, if it's got a little speck of dirt or something.
Okay. So that was going to be a worry of mine. Like, how crazy do I have to, like, how obsessive do I have to be about fingerprints and that type of stuff? So that's good to know.
It doesn't have to be perfect. It'll usually be. And the other thing too is you can, if you want, you can draw on it. So like, for instance, like the shot of Caesar, I just took some white acrylic paint and made dots, and that turned that into the snow, and then put that glass in front of Caesar.
I like that idea.
Oh, that's cool.
That
yeah,
I did not realize that's a cool technique.
Awesome. And then the same thing with the picture that's pinned at the beginning, the Usagi Yimbo. That's I drew on the glass. So like, I think there might be a behind the scenes video if you swipe over, and I just took like dry erase marker and I drew all the little lines in the picture to give it. Or it might be in my reels actually, but yeah, I just drew all those little lines. Like I set them up, and then it was kind of funny because I sat behind my camera looking through the viewfinder, and then I had the pen, and I was like going like this, like real tedious to try to get it perfect. And it ended up working out. I love that pic. Like I didn't think it was going to come out like as good as it did, and it's like one of my favorite pictures I've ever taken.
Dude, that's epic. And now my follow-up question for you was going to be like, how do I, if I wanted to stand it up to take the picture, that's how I envision, like, if I was, sticking Spidey on to web sway, like this is a new era, new domain for me to figure out. So you just have that leaning up, like, but do you recommend the painter's tape down the sides so I don't cut my hands, I guess?
Yeah, it depends. I've actually, I've tried. I don't know why, but the Super 7 Ninja Turtle boxes work perfect for holding up the glass. I've done it where I've just kind of pushed them up against the side, and there's been enough tension or friction there to hold the glass up. But obviously, you bump the table or something, it could come down. But that method worked pretty good. Just kind of setting them up and then putting the glass up against it and then running the painter's tape there just to kind of hold it.
Okay. And then I'm also picturing, you mentioned Warrior Evans, like seeing Casey's stuff, like where he uses the glass, like where he'll suspend it over like the neck of Dio and have guys flying or swinging. And that was my initial thing that I was like, okay, I could try that first. But then holding it vertically, I see what you do. So it's just a matter of be safe and make it stand up.
Yeah. And have really good sticky tack, because that sticky tack is so bad, and you're you're setting it up, and then you get behind your camera, and then you see the guy start to fall off of it.
Oh, I have the blue stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully the blue is all right.
Like I have one picture, and it's a while, it's been a while since I took it, but Deadpool's laying on a couch, and how like when you're a kid, you take a basketball and shoot it, like toss it up to yourself and catch it and just lay on your back and do that over and over again. So I took a picture of him doing that, and that's how I suspended the basketball up. Is I put it on the glass above above him, and then I had his hands just doing the the shooting pose.
Yeah, Kobe.
Yeah.
Oh, so there we go. So yeah, this is so great. I feel like
this is an incredible creativity with glass that never dawned on me. It's awesome.
And Rick, I promise, like I would be a really great interviewer if I knew all of this. Like, I mean, I'm a fan of your work and of you, but like this deep dive, I hadn't like I was just talking about like a new skill I'm trying. This is a happy accident.
Yeah,
that you are like I'm learning so much about using now this pane of glass. So thank you.
No, dude, I love sharing stuff like this because there a lot of people do use Photoshop, and I've seen some really great shots with it, but it's so fun to try to challenge yourself to figure out new ways to make these things happen, whether it's a guy flying or jumping or something of that nature. So yeah, it's fun to share. And again, I just learned it from asking questions. I just asked people, hey, how'd you do that? What'd you do? There's a Batman shot. It's very similar to the Spider-Man one where, again, I took a pane of glass and I had it just slightly tilted with snow on it, and I brought it up and then just shot the picture through it, and it made it look like it was snowing while he was on the roof. It's my favorite one though. I actually took I've done this twice actually. I have one where I have, and it's been a while again since it's probably further back on my page, but there's one where it looks like Mikey dropped pizza from a rooftop, and he jumped down. He's like jumping down to get it. So I have the pizza laying on one level of glass, and then I have another level above it with Mikey posed like he's falling down, reaching for the pizza. And and then I have another one where it's Raph chopping up a bunch of mousers, and I just took the mousers and they pop apart. So I just popped off the heads and stuff, and I stuck them all over the glass. And I have Raph is in the middle, and there's a pane of glass here with mouser parts on it, and then there's another pane of glass on the other side of him with mouser parts on it, and it just looks like he like ran through with his size and chopped them all up.
That's awesome.
But yeah, you could do so much with glass.
Yeah. Well, what I'm just telling you right now, at some point within the next few days, like between now and Sunday, when you see, oh wow, Yimbo's going through all of my stuff, just know I'm doing research and digging through all of like anything that I could see glass related to pull from for inspiration, right? So just I'm giving you the heads up now.
Yeah,
because it's gonna happen. I already know.
Absolutely. The Raph picture, there should be a behind the scenes. Like some of them, I gotta be honest with you. Some pictures I take and then I tear it down and I totally forget the behind the scenes.
I do that too. Yeah.
Some of them I'm good at snapping a behind the scenes picture and I'll throw it in the deck, and then some of them I'm good at trying to record, or behind the scenes and throw it in the reel. I just gotta get better at just doing the one thing every single time. But
I tried to. It's too much to remember at any given point. Trust, sometimes are you like time research? Like will you set up a shot over time? Like maybe just because it's like are you secret? Like basically, I'm looking for people like me. So I'm not the only guy that does this. Like I will steal 5 minutes here and there. Like if the kids are just chilling on the couch, and I'll just be like, all right, you guys are good. All right. And I'll just run downstairs and start working on something. But sometimes it could take me a few days to actually get my camera going. So is that just me or is that you guys there too?
Never.
Never? All right.
I never get the 5 minutes.
Yeah. Like sometimes it's a one sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Kingpin shot, the last shot, that one I actually worked on over the course of like a week. Like I came up, I set it up.
Mm-hmm.
I started looking for the figures because I wanted to have like all the different villains in there. I was gonna wait for to get the new Tombstone.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
But I was like, no, I want to do this shot so bad. I wanted to shoot the Mezco Spider-Man. So I just kit bashed. I used the Happy Hogan body and put the Tombstone head on it.
Nice.
But yeah, I set that up, and I was like, all right, I'll come back to it. And then I came back upstairs, and I tweaked it a little bit, and then I even told my family, I'm like, I got a shot that's been sitting up there for 2 weeks that I just need to go and snap. And finally, my daughter, I was laying on the couch after work one day, and she goes, "Go upstairs and take the picture." So I'm like, all right.
It's always nice when, whether or not the kids are included in the process, at least if they're away, like I always like, I'll take that too. All right, yeah, you're right. I gotta go get this done.
My kids have absolutely no interest in the photography side anymore. They used to feign interest when I first started, but now it's just my son that just loves the new stuff. It's like, oh, this Gambit looks great. Can I take upstairs? I'm like, honey, that's $80. Just put it down. Please.
So my daughter's like, she has her own page too. She started Artwithtoyz Junior a few years back, and she was in a photography class in like her last couple years of elementary. And we were doing that for a while, where I was teaching her how to do the action figure photography, and she kind of steered away from it a little bit, but she really loves drawing. So now she uses the page to post her pictures as she's drawn. But one of the ways that was really cool was when I got these little accessories from AliExpress. I kind of weathered up the phone booth. And then I go, hey, she has these paint markers or like Posca pens or something. And I said, you want to do graffiti on the phone booth? And she's like, yeah. So she drew all kinds of graffiti on my phone booth. So I'm like taking her interest and then having her apply it to what I'm doing. And then I'll use the shot,
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
We're like, hey, I don't know if you know this, but this is a show all about toy daddies doing daddy things with toys. So this is a perfect story. I love it, Rick. That's awesome. Yeah, Wade Crate. That's a dad win if I ever heard one. And Josh Brown, she is killing the art, Rick. There you go. Love it. Finn Cobb has a question for you. How do you avoid glare from the lighting? Maybe was that regards to in general or with the glass? Because I want to ask you about the glass.
So the glass, I probably
was a friend.
The glass, you kind of have to move things around. I mean, to be honest with you, there's a little trial and error there with that.
Sure.
Because it's just weird. Sometimes it's like the Spider-Man in the snow picture. I for the longest time I kept getting glare. So sometimes it's moving the light back further so that it's just hitting the figure, but it's not really hitting the glass. Sometimes it's like, does the light need to be in front of the glass? Sometimes you just have to dim it and then maybe adjust your camera settings. So like dimming the light takes the glare away, but then use the settings on your camera to brighten the picture a little bit. Another thing I found is, and I learned this by doing the kind of the Digirama thing, because when I was setting up the lights, I kept getting glare off the television. And
right.
One of the most simple tricks I ever that paid off big time. Just aim the light directly at the figure and put the light on the figure, so the figure actually blocks the light from the background or off the glass. And usually that works.
Is also the answer. Do you think bounce cards would be a good solution? I know Trevor's always talking about bounce cards.
The other thing I was going to mention too was I have one of those like light reflector screens. So sometimes that works too, where you have the lights out of the picture, out of the setup or whatever, off to the sides, and it's aimed at their light reflector screen, and then the light reflector screen is just kind of spreading the light out over your setup. So that works out well too. If you can get one of those that kind of like you have a stand for it, that's even better.
Yeah, five below. I don't have a stand for mine. So the last time I was using it, I'm like, atmosphere aerosol. It's tucked under my chin. I've got my remote. Like I was all over the place. But again, the things that we do to try to get that, our perfect shot.
Yimbo, I will tell you a good thing for that is your kids. Hey, can you come hold this light reflector screen for me? So, and then I always joke around and I go, I'm going to credit you guys as the lighting department, you know?
Yes.
Your kids would have a real good time using atmosphere aerosol, just burning through that indoors. They'd love it.
Oh my God. I know they would. They love seeing it already. Pablo says flags are your best friend to block the glare from the TV. That's a good call. And then you're going back to that. Oh, what's a good size? So just so you guys know, just because I was at Home Depot literally this week, mine is 16 by 20. It was $9, which I was pleasantly happy. I was like, oh, good. It's not like breaking the bank to get and it's a good size. I would have wanted the size up, but it was out and it was like maybe 11 or 12. So whatever the size up, but I have 16 by 20. That's a nice size.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be pretty good with the things that I have in mind.
I'm not sure how big. I mean, this one's not huge by any means.
No, it's mine's probably maybe a little bit wider, but so yeah, it doesn't seem like the whole point is you don't need a lot of glass. You just you don't have to break the bank. If you're
I also feel like if you had a bigger size, it'd be harder to get it to stand. I'd be scared.
Yeah, well, that's what I like about what you were just working with. But so I think we'll have to see. We'll have to see how this one plays. And you're very welcome, Finn Cobb. Glad we can help out. And Wade Create, and you know what? This is interesting, Rick. You mentioned like ACBA, and that's like where I discovered like toy photography as like, oh, this is like a thing. Like people are doing this. Like, and I, of course, being a fan of comic books, I was like, I love it's a catchy name. Like it got me right in. And I will say, I've always leaned more. I don't shy away from practical or digital stuff, but like I enjoy the challenge of practical photography myself. I think there's some things that, sure, technology can make a thing easier, but I don't know, in terms of my own like mental health, like it's a nice like accomplishment when you can learn a new thing, when you can, like pull something off that, sure, I could have done that with AI or digital, but no, I did this, gosh darn it. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And hey, this is what I'm, oh, sorry, I was just about to say, this is what I'm trying to teach middle schoolers about, like things to care about. Like, it's hard to say, like, like this is what means something to me. I don't know. Find things that you care about. Sorry, what were you gonna say, bud?
No, I was just gonna say, like, it just adds to me. It adds to the realism of the picture. Like, I've seen people do Photoshop where you can't tell it's Photoshop, and that's cool. There's plenty of pictures, and I. The funny thing is, I'll follow anybody that's putting in the effort. And like, I follow pages where, some guys only shoot anime, and I'm not like a big anime guy, but if I can appreciate really good setups and pictures. Yeah. So, I don't want to take away anything from that, but for me, I just like when I see people do like a behind the scenes of like all these tangible or practical effects that they've done, or, one of the ones I saw was, I think it was Plastic Snaps. He had one of the Harry Potter characters falling off of a bookshelf, and as they were trying to get a book from the top shelf, and they were falling backwards, and the books were coming off. And I thought maybe he used the glass technique. Well, he actually had wooden rods, mounted in the diode, coming straight out towards the camera with the book on the end of the rod. Oh, wow. You couldn't see the rod, but the books looked like they were floating, like they were falling out of the bookshelf. And I'm like, man, that's so cool. Like,
Mm-hmm. No, that happens here all the time when we're going through stuff and we hear like I will find that extra level of appreciation for a shot when it's just like something else that clicked like that. Like, what, they did that? That was a thing. And again, I'm blown away by Photoshop skills too. Like, it's just a skill set that I don't have. But so for me, I'm just always amazed when I see I got to go track down that shot that you just talked about. That's awesome. Cal the Collector said his daughter was his extra light girl. That's awesome. And Nilla says, I messed with some digital. Oop, I went back. Sorry. I'll go back to Pablo. But Nilla says, I mess with some digital backdrops, but I always prefer a good practical photo. And then what was Pablo saying? Yeah, his daughter's loving the Smoke Ninja. He's got himself a nice assistant.
Pablo, that's an expensive toy. I'm just saying.
Art, did you get in any of those smoke genie, smoke ninjas, Ulanzi smoke machines?
No, I need to get one of those. Wade was talking about that. He got one, and because I have a smoke machine, but it's like a Halloween smoke machine, so it's a little cumbersome to move around. And then there
is
you
that
go.
what this is?
Yeah, and you know what's funny is I'll get the whole house all smoky, and the family's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, and in the loft I have these like big windows I can open, but like I end up getting, because I'm like, I'm never, I take a picture, I'm like, oh, I'm not happy with where the smoke is. I'll run again and take another picture, and then all of a sudden the whole place is just full of smoke.
And then you have 200 photos to pick your favorite one.
Yeah.
And you're semi-high. You're like, what's in the smoke?
And I'm all trying to like do little things to make the smoke perfect. Like I'll turn on the thing and the smoke come out, and then I'm all like trying to.
I used a straw the other day.
That's
to like get more precise around. I think it was around Conchu.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'm like, blow the smoke around.
At first, you have to inhale, and then you blow it out. You're like, oh, that's a problem.
I just go back to the chat real quick, guys. Capliv says, I don't use Photoshop, but I don't mind it at all. I have a Watu who uses it, and it's incredible. Yeah, same. I mean, I think of like Lost in Translation. Jules is like masterful at what she can do with Photoshop. So
yeah, it's on my goals for this year. I'm paying for it each month. I just haven't used it.
Yeah, well, it's okay. It's on your list. You just don't forget it's a subscription. keep them coming for you. That's
true.
I mean, I don't mind like if I take a picture and then I see like something like a speck of dust or something that it's like gonna bother me, I'll go into Photoshop and just like tap it and edit it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so, like you said, I have a Watu. Like some of these people can do it Photoshop, and you almost can't tell it's Photoshop. And to me, that's it's definitely pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean the bottom line is I don't know. It's really cool that we get to take these things and make them look like real people. It's so cool. I love it. Chewy, if you want, we can go through these first couple of slides so we can
Oh, I was just gonna have this one question because
it's something
that I always think about because I think about myself sometimes, and what I do while I'm taking a photo. I was gonna ask you what are you doing while you're taking that photo? Are you listening to music? Are you listening to a YouTube show, a pod, a movie, TV show, or anything at all? Maybe you don't do any of that.
Sometimes it's a mixture. So like during a football season, if there's like Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football, I'll listen to the game in the background while I'm setting up the shot. I have like on a Friday night, like if Wade's on or something, I'll throw it on and listen to it while I'm taking pictures. But the main go-to is like music. I just find like I get less frustrated if I'm listening to music. It kind of calms me down, like keeps me from overthinking things sometimes too. Or if something's not cooperating, like I have a pose that the figure keeps falling down, or something else, like it just helps me calm down. But like if I'm in like total silence trying to do the picture and something frustrating is happening, I find I get a little more like so music is definitely good, especially if you're like 90s R&B, like good is good, like so,
I listen to a lot of lo-fi music of like cover songs, and I find that my wife calls it elevator music, but it's very peaceful for me.
Yeah.
Or I'm listening to YouTubers talk about toys.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of just keeps your mind off of like like in a weird way, it keeps you focused on what you're trying to do, but keeps your mind off the frustrating aspects of it.
Yeah. Because again, at the end of the day, this is what we escape from the real life stresses that we have in our life. This is our way. So like those little minor things I do always there was a time though I was get so mad at these little figures.
Yeah. I'll sell all of these things.
Yeah.
Josh Brown says, I do this too with Lightroom on my phone. That's how I started a free version of Lightroom. It's kind of all you really need, to depending on what you're trying to do.
And Josh, I'll tell you, man, like I developed my quote unquote style. Like, I mean, again, I shoot practically and then I tweak. I do sliders. That was the first, like, I don't know how many months I would just bother my wife, harass her. Like, does this look okay? What about if I tweak it this way? Do you like this one? And just finally her giving up and me saying like, oh, I kind of get the gist of what I like now. So, again, it really is like, Josh, that's how you just develop your style. You literally, and then don't worry, like, because I disagreed with my wife a lot on terms of like what she was saying, and she's smarter than me. I probably should have listened, but at the end of the day, you're the artist, so just what makes you happy.
And now we have Machi Toy to ask. It's like, does this work? And he'll tell us really honestly why the wrist needs to be bent a certain way.
Right. Like, no, that's good.
Take the shot for the 7th time.
It's funny you mentioned that. I would do that like too. Like in the beginning, I would have like 4 or 5 versions of a picture, and I like show it to my girlfriend, my daughter. Go, what, you like this one or you like this one? Like this one? This one? And
the first time, dude, she saw that Pam meme from The Office. Like they're the same picture. Like, she was the one that threw that. She's like, that's the same thing, and I'm like, I'm sorry. But what were you saying?
You understand?
You know what though? Like if you go to like your kids or your significant other for advice, you got to be ready for them to be brutally honest with you too. Because there was a time when I first started out, I made this dio, like an alley dio. And I was so excited about it. It was like one of the first things I ever made. It was simple. It was like a cardboard box that I put like brick pattern paper on it, and I cut a hole and I put a wooden door in it from Hobby Lobby or Michael's or whatever. Painted the door. I had a trash can that I made, and I was using it for everything. And like finally, I'm like asking for advice on the shot, and she was like, how many more times are you going to use that same alley dio? And I was like, you're right. I need to find something more.
You're so right. You're so right about especially kids. They'll be brutally honest. I remember this is before toy photography. My daughter was like 1.5 to like 2.5, and she was having a hard time being in the daycare class that she was in. She didn't want to be dropped off, so I had a pretty flexible job at the time. I would hang out with her and her friends at the table that hurt when I sat down because it was too low to the ground, and hang out there for like 30-40 minutes while they drew. Eventually I was drawing for them, and I gotta tell you, 2-year-old girls are some of the most honest people in the world. They'll tell you if this elephant sucks. Why are you taking more than 30 seconds? Like, all right, I'll go quicker.
It's true. You want to stay humble.
Yeah. They do it with love. They're just trying to make you better.
Yes. Speaking of Wade Create says the missus has me to try to tell the difference between shoes, shirts, and colors for the wall. They're all the same to me. LOL. Makes sense with the shots.
Oh my God.
That's a very valid point, because I also
paint, a little bit of cream. What does that mean? I don't know. Whatever you like. This looks great. I'll paint it.
But what is if I go saturation from 5 to 12? Do you notice a difference?
This one's called creamy. This one's called Spanish lace.
Yeah,
like, wait a minute.
We're silly people. I am TJ Williams is in the house. What's going on, dude? How are you?
What's going on?
And Wade said also big facts on the music love listening while I'm doing dios. Yeah, he's been doing a great job. But yeah, so Chew, you want to fire up the slideshow? Here we go. Get things going. All right. So Rick, we always like to keep things on the good in our lives. So what's something, whether it's toy community or just life related, what's making you happy these days?
I guess regular life, health.
Yeah, there you go. All right, good.
Yeah, just trying to stay healthy. Waking up in the morning and getting the workout in, and just trying to continue to just stay healthy and young. I guess. Toy related. Like I think what's kind of kept me happy to being, from a toy perspective is, I kind of mentioned earlier, like I'll try to do a little bit of everything, and I can't do it all like consistently, but I'll tell you, like sometimes, when the photography thing, starts to not run its course, but if I start to get like, I start to lack creativity or I can't think of something or whatever, I start to, kit bash and customize and, try to create things. And that kind of gets me away from it a little bit long enough to where, I start doing something that I get excited about, and then I'll make something that I'm then in turn gets me excited to shoot. And then all of a sudden it gets me back into the toy photography thing because I'm excited to take pictures of something I made. So yeah, I mean, I think those would be from each side, kind of the two things that are kind of making me happy.
Nice. And you know what? You said another thing, Rick. I feel I know that we had the whole like, did we just become best friends moment like back in September, October? But dude, like seriously, so many of the things you're saying like hits with me. Like something I'm happy if you don't mind, Chew, is I added magnets to a diorama I made, and it's not
I mind. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. But I did that this weekend. So like so Rick, I'm totally with you. Sometimes if I'm feeling uninspired in the photography sense, I'm still finding ways to enjoy my toys or the hobby. But like you do, like I don't know, that's advice that I would then give to people. It's like, it's okay. Lean into like if you're feeling the pull of like making a diorama floor, then do that for the day. Use your toy time in that regard. And then like, like you're saying, then the inspiration can follow. So
yeah, and you don't always have to feel obligated to keep pumping out pictures, like somebody mentioned to me one time, it's simple saying, we've all heard it, but quality over quantity. So like, don't take pictures just because you feel like you have to, and then, because you're forcing yourself to do it, it's lacking the quality you're used to. Like you said, lean into something else. Kind of take a break, let the creative juices kind of flow a little bit more. Make something that you're excited to put in front of the camera and shoot, and then usually that kind of gets you back in the rhythm again. And then if you have to break away, do it. That's what this is, a fun hobby, right? You should never feel pressure to have to keep up or keep doing stuff, if it's just not in you.
Dude, this is why I knew you were going to be such a perfect, and this is, I hope, the first of many times that you come back to hang out with us on Wednesday night over here at the ToyPic community, because dude, like I'm inspired just talking to you. Like, you have such a great like take on all of this, and I feel like it's something that should be in the forefront of people's brains, just about why we do the things that we do, and again, keeping us happy while doing it. Chewy, what's making you happy, buddy?
It's in line with what you just said. Like just focus on what part of this hobby that's sparking that creativity, making you happy. I've been loving that smoke ninja. If people that are following me get sick of the videos I've been posting, I apologize. I'm having too much fun with it. That's probably gonna be something I do for a little while. So that's making me happy. Being back on the show makes me happy. Last week I took the night off for Valentine's Day, but I'm a creature of habit. I love a routine, and I felt off for like the rest of the week. I'm like, oh man, I didn't stream. And then from a toy perspective, my Thor shipped. My Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Thor.
Ooh.
So I'm excited about that.
All good ones. And don't forget, everybody here in the chat right now, by all means, at any point tonight, let us know what's making you happy, and we will gladly share it out. For instance, I listened to TTR. Wait, what am I? What
TTRPG?
TTRPG? Actual? Do I not know this?
I don't know this. Josh Barron, elaborate. Is this
should I know these letters?
Is this short for something? I know RPG. I don't know what the TT stands for.
All right, let us know, Josh. I hate not knowing what someone's talking about. Alexander's in the house. What's going on, buddy? And Wade Create says, Wednesdays are making me happy. My man, best day of the week hanging out with you. Oh, tabletop RPG. You. That's what I thought, maybe. But like a Dungeons and Dragons style. I want to play Dungeons and Dragons so badly. I've never played. Rick, have you ever played in your life?
Sucked.
You ever played D&D or something that?
I never played it. My daughter plays it.
I would totally
play it, but I've never played it. And I was actually surprised one day. She's like, hey, I want to go over to my friend's house and play Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm like, what? You
That
know,
sounds
because we grew up playing that as kids in the 80s or whatever. Like, what? Is it like did they make like a new version of it? Is it a video game? No, it's at the table with this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay.
Are you the dungeon master? Who's the dungeon master?
Yeah. Just goes to show, man.
You're like, can I come?
Yeah. Those decades, the 80s and 90s were some great times, man. Like all that stuff's recycling itself,
Yeah, that's so true. Cap Live said, if I'm feeling out on toy photography, I just switch to other things I love: film, TV, comics, TV, comics, music, and writing, which in turn fuel my photography ideas again. Hell yeah, dude! I just enjoyed Office Space. Like I put my phone down
for the first time, or just like
no. I watched the movie like ad nauseum back in my 20s.
That's just making it fun.
Oh no! But for the first time in years, and I was like, I put my phone down. I'm like, I'm just I don't think I've seen it since I've had an iPhone. Maybe that's not true. But my point is, I put my phone down
as you get older. It's a thing of beauty.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. It's so good. So anyway, the bottom line is,
brings up a good point. It's like using something else to kind of kickstart the other thing that you like doing. You know what I mean? So like that's a good point. And I got to be honest with you, I could never tell if Cap ever falls out of like his creativity or anything, because he's constantly pumping out good stuff. Like, and like honestly, I've said this before on other streams. He inspires me because I go on, I see all his pictures and his ideas and the way he utilizes what he has to work with to build these worlds, and I'm like, man, this guy like always killing it. I've had the pleasure. I've probably been following Cap for 6-7 years, maybe. I think I first came across the stuff maybe 2018, 2017. So I started like May of 2016, so I really started posting stuff. And watching his evolution has been awesome. And that's another cool thing about the community, just seeing all these photographers over the course of time, continue to grow, and some of them have gone off to take promo shots for companies and stuff like that. It's really cool.
Yeah, actually, that's a perfect segue. Part of people might be familiar, but the guest gets to pick some accounts that we feature and talk about. Cap Lives being one of them. So let me go share my screen, bring him up. Let me hide the current comment, but for those that aren't following Cap Lives, this is his page, and as Rick was saying, amazing photographer. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like the lighting, his posing is incredible. He's really killing it with shots with that Mafex steel figure.
This looks beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, Cap he's awesome. Really nice guy. In fact, there's two guys. I mean, not everybody in the chat, I'm sure, is nice, but Josh Brown and Cap are always like very consistent in sharing other people's work too, which is really awesome. So Cap deserves a lot of credit. He does some great work.
Yeah, these are amazing.
Let's see. I wanted to just check up in the chat again. So we have what's making Greg from the Bruce scale is 420. Makes him happy. There you go, Greg.
Fair.
Pop, be here before you know it.
Yeah. I'm still new around here, but being introduced to this community feels very much like home. Similar age, similar interests, similar kid milestones. The community is so great. Absolutely. I mean, that's been even again, just like from the friendships to just the meeting of the people, just like it's all spectacular. It's so good. But yeah, sharing the life's milestones is fun. I like that I get to pick the brains of guys like you who have the older, kids older than mine. So I could be like, guys, what do I do now? I need help. Samurai Chris in the chat. What's going on, Samurai? And Nilla Grill says, if you have a PS5 Yimbo, Baldur's Gate is basically the video game version of D&D, or the closest thing to it. I do have a PS5. I think though the next game I'm buying one is what's it called? Helldivers? Is that the name of it?
Helldivers 2.
Helldivers 2. Rick, you avid gamer or dabble?
I do have a PlayStation 5. I typically play sports games, like a lot of sports games. But I do really like the Spider-Man games. Like those were all really good. So
Dude, I've been Spidey and like Madden 24. So I just got WWE recently to play with Machu, and now he's gonna enable all of us to get Helldivers too. But.
He I believe it's been about since October, the constant temptation to get a PlayStation 5 to play video games. Just from Machu. Yeah.
Messi says what's making him happy right now is that I'm listening to the TPC right now while taking a toy pick. Worked out perfectly. That we love that. Love hearing that.
Messi, tag us.
For sure. Cap lives thanking Rick and Josh. Of course, guys, you are all amazing dudes. Greg is his own smoke ninja. Well done. And Josh Brown says, man, Helldivers took off. Wonder if it will fizzle out. Baldur's Gate in the list for sure. Yeah, so Baldur's Gate, now that I know that that's actually like a D&D style game, I might screw around with that. It's for one day. One day I'll learn
One day.
There's a lot right now. Now I'm going to work on Dr. Pepper's ghost technique.
There you go.
All right.
One of the things that we tried foolishly last year to do is we tried to challenge ourselves to 52 figures in all of 2023. There were a bunch of cheat codes. People called us on it. That's fine. That's cool. So needless to say, we failed. I ended up with 142. Yimbo finally did a count.
I did my final.
155.
Yep.
And then Toy.Father came in at like 1,000 toys. So he's out here to defend himself. So this year we're trying to be more realistic. There's no cheat codes. It's all about what is coming in that you've pre-ordered for 2024 and what purchasing decisions you made. So limiting yourself to a super first world problem, 100 toys in 2024.
Right.
I'm not doing that great. I'm at 34. I added today the WWE Ultimates Roman Reigns.
Nice.
I'm really getting back into wrestling and I love it.
Rick, are you a wrestling fan at all?
I am. I was really big, obviously, like, again, probably people are going to be like, of course, but I was really big into the Attitude Era. So it's funny you mentioned that. Just yesterday, I know they re-released the Ultimates Triple H, and I just picked it up at Target, so I'm super excited.
Did they really?
Yeah, he's the one comes with the sledgehammer and the bottle of water.
That's I opened that one recently too. Also found that at a Target, and I was like, well. Yeah, son of a bitch, they got me.
Yeah, and then I'm big on collecting figures of The Rock. So I have I found the Rock that just came out where he has the championship belt after he beat John Cena. So I added that one. So yeah.
Fair enough. All right. So you've been keeping tabs on The Rock being back right now?
Yeah. I was. It was exciting. I didn't think that. I didn't think that they take the spin of making him a heel, but I think they kind of played off of some of the backlash of the whole, Cody Rhodes giving his spot to The Rock at WrestleMania. So it might have worked out in a good way. We'll see what happens, but it is exciting to see him back. He was always fun to watch. I feel like, I was telling the family, not that they even cared, but back in the 90s when Stone Cold had the neck injury and he had to be out for quite some time. The Rock kind of carried on, like he was the guy in the WWF at the time, but he kind of carried it until Stone Cold came back. Him and his rivalry with Triple H. So yeah, he was just always fun to watch. We used to always go in the basement and have wrestling matches and stuff, beat each other up and stuff. But yeah, it's cool to see him back. So.
Well, dude, Rick, I might be sending you a link for the next watch along. I've done 2 so far with some friends from the community.
So Yimbo's saying at 5 a.m. on Saturday morning.
No. Mania. We'll deal with Mania.
There's 2 nights in Mania. Are we gonna do it?
Yeah, I'm down. All right. I can't tell you I'll know everything about like all the current guys, but
I know nothing. It's just that
sometimes we don't talk about the match.
Yeah, we're opening toys. It's like it's a toy stream. We just happen to be watching wrestling.
And this time it's gonna be 2 nights. I don't know how we're gonna swing that, but we'll do it.
Oh, my list. So Rick, I don't know if you've been keeping tabs on your figures or if you've felt good about your willpower. Mine has been incredibly weak the last 4 years. So this year it's just been hard. Like I've been staying strong on like Mezco Spidey and that Green Goblin. I want both of them. I love Mezco.
That Goblin looks so good, man.
Stop talking about him. But it also doesn't help that like I have to buy a new couch. So there goes toy money. You know? But I'm at 25
or like a real person couch.
No, like a real, not a Grime City couch, like a real. Person.
You know what you do, Yimbo.
Yeah.
If you ever watch that show King of Queens?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Remember the episode where they needed a new refrigerator and the dad had won like bingo. He won like $1,000 at bingo, so they bought a refrigerator from a college student for like. Like $150, but they told the guy, it told the dad it was $1,000, and then they used the rest of the money to buy like golf clubs and stuff. Just go find like a cheap $200 couch. Say it was $1,000. I'm not just kidding.
I like the idea of Yimbo doing a heist in a college and just taking their refrigerator somehow.
Yeah.
Take their couch.
Yeah.
Who's got a nice sectional?
And the refrigerator. While you're there, take the refrigerator too.
Yeah. They capture their mascot.
Oh man. So yeah, I've been good. My total just crept up on me this weekend because toy community friend of just awesome toy photographer extraordinaire Max Fisher, who has graced his work on our top 10s before. He was unloading some stuff, so I bought some goodies from him. So thanks again, Max. So I'm at 25, and I'm not terrible.
You're winning compared to me and Toy.Father.
Yeah, I still have to cancel pre-orders, but
so is the thing you got to try to stay under 100?
Under Rick, this is not a race too. This is us trying to be good.
I was gonna say.
And our friend Chris is at 48.
Could you imagine if we flipped this? Like, hey guys, let's just get to 100 toys as fast as we can.
Oh man.
I mean, that's basically what our challenge came to last year.
Well, yeah, but what did you just get? What did you just pick up from Max Fisher?
Oh, from Max Fisher. So the biggest thing that I reached out to him for was the Maximum Effort SHF like Deadpool accessories from Tony Takara, right?
Yeah. With the shield and all that stuff.
Yeah, like I had missed out on that, and then I even missed out on like when he put it back up, and now I have both of those Figure Arts figures. And so I was so stoked. I thought because I'd written it off in my head. I'm like, I'm never going to own these things. What a bummer. But he had that up. I'm like, oh, yes. And he was like, no, someone already grabbed it. Then he's like, they're not getting back to me. You got it. I'm like, yes, I will take those.
Awesome.
Nice.
So, but yeah, I'm super pumped. And then Mafex Thor, he had a knockoff Mafex Deadpool. So I was like, throw it in the pile. And then Marvel Legends Cable like movie version, so the Josh Brolin. So,
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You gotta love toy decisions or toy math. Yeah, you just throw it in there.
That's what, dude. When he told me the shipping, I'm like, yeah, it's coming from Canada. All right, what else you got? Let me see. That was straight up how my thought process went.
Nice. I've been wanting that Mafex Deadpool is like a grail of mine, and I actually had a deal worked out with somebody to get one a few weeks ago, and it kind of fell through, so I was bummed. But eventually, it will be mine.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's a re-release for this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
because they just redid Wolverine and who was the other one?
Gambit.
Psylocke again, and Carnage and Classic Spidey. It seems like a reissue year.
Carnage came out, but I have Adam from Toy Migos Carnage held hostage. So
nice.
Someday I'll give it back, but it was like a running joke that I've had it for a year, and he'd let me borrow it to take pictures with. And I keep telling him I'm gonna take the picture, and he's like, should I just order the re-release or? Like, no, I'm gonna give it back.
It wouldn't hurt.
Cap Live says under 100 seems really doable. I'm really selective though. Yeah, for us, like I know part of this for me was trying to also in the last few years become, like basically, like I just told myself I'm going to be a streamer. So then I started streaming, and then like I know part of my thing was like always wanting new toys to talk about. So I feel like now, just like we've been talking about all evening, there's so many different facets to this hobby and what we can talk about revolving toys that, yeah, I don't feel that like compulsion to always have new stuff. You know what I mean? Like I have a lot of, and this is hilarious. I've been having a blast tonight. Hopefully everybody catching live and catching the replay are also laughing along with us. But yeah, there's a lot we could talk about that's not just new toys. Although speaking of Chewy, we do have some toy news.
We do. Let's finish saying hi to some folks.
Oh, yeah.
Not playing Sully. What's going on? They just had an episode premiere either today or yesterday with Plastic Action Jax.
Yeah, the boys from Behind the Plastic. So and then Jax was on tonight with Between Two Sentinels.
That's right. Yep. I was listening to him before the show, and he's Sully doing us a favor, reminding us. Yes, please click like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate it. Glad we finally said that 90 minutes into the stream.
And Go Figure Goes here as well. It's it's a pie. Cal the Collector is happy that his Mezco Green Goblin shipped. And Cap Lives, you don't like The Rock? I love The Rock. I mean, I was a Stone Cold guy. Stone Cold has my heart, but I love The Rock.
He's just kidding. And I agree. I'm not feeling his return. Even as a heel, I didn't need it. I don't know. I'm just not. I thought I'd be more excited to see him, but just doesn't.
Somebody mentioned that it might have happened too late. Like there was a good time period there where it would have been perfect for him to come back, and then it didn't happen, and now like they're trying to force it in, and just might not have been the right time. But
yeah, I think it was a couple years ago, Rick. Like that's what they were talking about a couple manias ago. But yeah, every year he gets older, he becomes more of an injury. Like I'm just worried that he's just gonna explode in like meat muscle. Just boom.
I was telling somebody the other day that because there was that he had ever since he's gone into Hollywood, he's never really met true like failure. And it seemed like last year, Black Adam didn't do well. He bought the XFL, it lost a bunch of money. What was the other thing? Oh, his show got canceled, the Young Rock show. He just like had a span of failures, and I was like, I was kind of telling a friend of mine, I was like, it might be a good time for him to get back into wrestling. He's a sweet spot right now, and I just kind of feel like I'm excited to see him back, but I also kind of feel like it feels a little forced. Like it doesn't feel as natural as I want it to feel. But we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out.
Yeah.
But I do love Stone Cold too.
Yeah.
I was saying the only way that would make because I'm envisioning the payoff in a couple months at Mania. The only thing I would really make it worthwhile for me is if Stone Cold just showed up walking through the crowd and just stuns him.
Yeah.
Like whatever he's doing with the Roman versus Cody, whatever shtick, Stone Cold just makes an appearance, just stuns him, knocks him out of the ring.
That'd be good. I would.
Do you have a theory that maybe this is all a show that like because Roman Reigns has been able to retain the belt, a certain way, obviously like it was not always been fair, right? Cheating to kind of keep it as most heels do. And like a friend of mine who's a big fan, and he kind of fell out of it too and then got back into it. He's thinking that he's going to turn on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania and ensure that Cody gets a fair shot at winning that match. Like someone's going to kind of intervene to try to help Roman win, and then The Rock's going to, step in and hold him off so that Cody has a fair shot at winning the belt.
I did see something about that like this whole heel thing could also be to throw us off. So yeah, we'll see. I'm just enjoying the ride. This is it. I don't think we're gonna get another this is gonna be our last wrestling Rock. So I just want to enjoy it.
Yeah. I'll tell you, man, nothing hits like that response when his music comes on.
I know
that if you smell just the people in the crowd. Oh man, the goosebumps. I'm like, to this day, it's just it never gets old. It never gets old. That and the glass breaking, or like yeah.
Capliv says, I like The Rock, just came back at the wrong time. I'm interested in him as a heel now. Yeah, I still think that was so great. The heel turn.
He does make a good heel. He's got really like because he's just creative. Thinking on his feet and then, like some of the insults that he makes at people. They're always kind of funny.
I wasn't sure how his heel shtick would work because like he can't say any of the things he used to joke about nowadays. Yeah. You gonna be all right, Rock?
I thought it was cool that he came back in that a sleeveless version of the $500 shirt that he would wear in the 90s.
Yes.
I was like, oh man, look at him. He's really taking it back now.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, actually, this is working well for $500 shirts. If you have that kind of, you have some Mondo money too.
Yeah.
To get some of these 1/6 scale. So, man, I saw, Wade posted to his story today, Mondo's caption about these X-Men figures. Did you guys see it?
I didn't.
Oh my God, Mondo, their actual caption. Hold on, I got to look this up because it's really funny. But are you guys into any of this stuff? He said, "Oh, if your squad doesn't look like this, you aren't doing it right." And it was the picture of all of the X-Men that they've done.
Oh wow!
Yes, it was shots fired.
I gotta say, this one was my, the strongest temptation to get into this line, into the scale, because it looks perfect.
Yeah,
dude, it looks pretty amazing. Like I was telling the guys, if that was even close to 1/12 scale, I'd be all over it. Like even if it was slightly too big and I can modify the height, I think it'd be all over it because it looks amazing. And I don't remember if they had this one at Designer Con because I know they were showing some of the Mondo stuff there. But yeah, I don't know. I think you make a good point, Yimbo. The price of them and the scale kind of takes me out of it, But I can appreciate that it looks amazing.
Oh, if I had this, like if I was just going to be, a 1/6 guy, or even if I just had more space in general, like I would carve out a section for these figures. There you go,
Yimbo. Just go 1/6. Just do it.
No. I have one hot toy. I've kept to my word. That was in May. I've never bought another hot toy. So
I don't know if you guys follow Posable Productions, but he does X-Men the articulated series, and he does Batman the Articulated Series.
Ooh.
And he's actually he actually shoots these figures for Mondo.
Oh, really?
And he kind of like he's really good at like recreating that animated feel. His real name is Brandon, but he's excellent photographer. And if you really want to see some great shots of these figures, he's the one to watch. He did some really cool ones with Jubilee and Wolverine and so on.
What was the handle again?
It's X-Men the Articulated Series. So he has a main page, Posable Productions. If you go to that one, he should have a link to the other two. And then he has X-Men the Articulated Series where he just recreates like kind of images or whatever or stuff from the X-Men animated series. And then he has the Batman the Articulated Series where he does the same thing. It's like he's recreating like almost like screenshots or whatever from that old show. It's pretty cool.
That's amazing. Have you messed with any of these figures? Because like that was my one thing holding me back from Hot Toys outside of space and price was like, it's like I have a Spider-Man and it wasn't exactly like where I'm gonna get Spider-Man posing out of him. So I was like, okay, I'm pretty good on these. I get what they're about. How do these figures move? Have you ever messed with any Mondos, Rick?
I have not. I've seen a couple of reviews.
Yeah,
they seem to move pretty good, like they're tight, but I have seen like in certain cases where like the legs will get a little loose or something, but
okay, I
don't know, like some of that stuff, like for me, I just if it's an imperfection, I'm more the person that'll be like I can fix it. Versus,
yeah.
Ideally you want everything out of package to be perfect, but yeah, look at these shots are just, they're crazy. Yeah, he kills it with these figures. And he does Legends. Yeah.
Wow.
I think too, like that. one of those. What is that? The bat one there in front of the moon. That one is I think might be a Mondo figure.
Jeez.
Yeah, these are awesome. Wow.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Good on him for knowing his lane and sticking to it.
Yeah.
Where I'm getting better, but I'm still all over the road.
Yeah, dude, yeah, those are nuts, man. Such good pictures. But you make up a good. You guys like you're making a good point about like kind of like picking something to focus on and kind of going after it, and that's what I've tried to do recently. Is like if I find a figure in the store and I'm somewhat interested, first thing I think is, well, I take pictures of this, and if I don't see myself like taking pictures of it or I don't have any ideas or whatever, I leave it, and I try to steer towards the stuff that I know I'm going to shoot.
Yeah. Well, does anything from this reveal catch your eye? I know that cable looks really good. The freaking the build of Sabretooth is amazing. That's from this one, right? Like
the Zabu. Yeah. I'm in for this whole wave actually, and it's been a while since I think I've gone in on a whole Legends wave. I think I mean, again, I'm a big Iron Man fan. I don't know if that's necessarily like the perfect superior Iron Man for me because I think he needs to be a little more silver, but I'm interested.
I think they did say it's supposed to be more pearlescent. So
okay.
I mean, it's just not being photographed that way.
But I mean, you got Red Widow, so you can add her to your Winter Guard. You got a good version of Cable. Yeah, I'm in for all this. I think the weakest one probably is that Thor, just because it's it's primarily just a repaint with a new head. I don't really know if I have much use for that Thor.
Yeah.
They said that some parts of him is supposed to be translucent, but it doesn't really look that way on it.
Yeah.
Might be early renders, but I actually do like the look of this Thor. I think
I kit bashed the original version of that. I had the chain, the armor on the arms and legs. I kit bashed that onto one of the 80th anniversary Thors to kind of making that one version of Thor that I can't remember what they call it, but he has like kind of the belt with the kind of the skirt piece coming off of it, and then he has like the armored up legs and arms. So yeah, I just kind of because I found one of them for like $5.99 at Ross.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Love a good Ross buy.
Yeah. And that thing's gonna be good. They're so good at animals. Like
they are
good. The wolves are good. They're so good at animals. So that's gonna be a good figure.
I know. Oh man, it's been a while since I wanted a full wave. I'm also want to see if that Sabretooth is going to do it for me.
What were you at, Yimbo? 25?
Yeah, right now I'm okay. Right now I'm okay.
Right there.
If it helps, a Zabu's a Build-A-Figure. I wouldn't really count that.
Yeah, we don't count the Build-A-Figure parts. Just
I mean, we haven't counted horses or vehicles. So
no, I did count in my total. I have my GI Joe, my Vamp. My Vamp counts. Well, the Vamp comes with a figure.
Yeah, so that's one. That $100 Jeep and figure, one slot.
Yeah, one slot. Oh, Cap Live said we got to see that Thor custom, Rick. If you happen to have it around,
he's downstairs in the custom area because there's a couple other little mods I need to make to it, but I should shoot it soon. And I just finished a classic Beta Ray Bill. Nice. Pretty pumped about, yeah. So hopefully that'll be in a shot coming up soon.
We got a bit of a request from the chat. Messy Photography. If he posts his photo right now, can he get some live advice? Yeah, post it. I'll toss it up.
Yeah,
whenever that happens.
Yeah, do it, Messy. Let us know. So now we have it's no longer secret, but it's our hashtag picks.
Our publicized, announced monthly hashtag.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's the Toy Daddy hashtag where we get to pick And who did you select this one, Jude?
I picked this one. It's Darlio Toy Photography. I just thought this is this shot really stood out in the pool of photos. I really appreciate this series. I only recently opened the Sabine figure, I think like last week, and it's great. So it caught my attention. Very cool shot. And Rick, these photos then get featured on to the ToyPic community page and go into the running for that top 10 the following week.
Nice.
So you're aware.
Which you're currently up for, So we could be talking about that Kingpin shot next Friday.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna make sure I follow this account, Darlio Toy Photography.
And that's the coolest part about using this. It used to be weekly, now it's monthly hashtags, but it exposes us to all these photographers that we just haven't seen before. I make a point to try my best to select a photographer I'm not following yet.
Ooh, I like this one. I don't know if you guys could see it. It's like the equipment sitting on the table. That looks really cool.
Ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that one's dope.
Who did that one?
That's him. Yeah,
Darlio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah, some good stuff. That table shot is awesome. That is great. Sabine. All right. Then we had
just so the people can follow along with us.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh man, that's a great shot. I love that.
That's really cool.
I like when people kind of do shots like like something like that where it's like you were so used to taking pictures of figures, but just having like the equipment from Boba Fett or Sabine or whoever, or or even just like different perspectives, like shooting through the perspective of in between something or something other, you know what I mean, like just kind of giving a different view of what things would look like if you shot it through. Like I was trying to do something similar with that with like a recent Doctor Doom shot. I shot it like I had a piano in the foreground and I shot through the piano as like he's like pondering in the corner. So it's cool to see stuff like that.
And even this one, so they had another photo posted with it. I don't know if you can see it, but that is a little blinking light, I think, from a communicator.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they added a little bit of video touch. That's awesome. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Messy.
It is up. This is so cool. This is a good one. This is a good one, Messy. So this could be a fun little segment for the record people that if you wanted to have, we could have like the first person to let us know that they posted during the stream gets live reactions. I gotta dig this idea. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm down. If you want to continue on, I love it.
All right, wow, dude. So Rick, you want to kick things off over here? What are you noticing about this shot from? So Messi is up and coming. Been an awesome just person, human being, and always picking our brains. And seriously, like the shots keep getting better and better. What jumps out to you right away?
So one, I just started following him. So you got another follower. To me, like the composition, like the colors and everything really pop. So I love that. Just utilizing the environment around just to kind of, bring the figure out. I'm not sure like what kind of, I don't know what you call it, like not like a filter, but special effect or whatever. Cause like, the figure's in really good focus and then the rest is kind of like, slightly blurred. So I think that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I do have to ask, did you use like a digirama for the sky, or is that did you go outside and take that shot?
Oh, sure. Or otherwise, because it's really like if it is editing, it's really done well.
Yeah.
Those are some great insights, man. I'm just digging. Like, I'm big into again lately too because of what I've been working. Just ground, having really good textured grounds.
Yeah.
I've been learning how important those are and like really focusing on that on myself. So like seeing this is awesome. Like I love that's a great sidewalk and into the street there. I mean, Rick kind of nailed it all. Like this is a really well done shot, Messi. I really like this, dude.
Pose is really good. You know?
Yeah. And it's a happy.
Natural.
Yeah. I love the paper head, that head sculpt. Like Sky is digital. All right. Yeah. Josh Crawford, love the angle. Yeah, dude, it's well done, man.
It's a cool shot. Yeah, very natural walking pose.
Shot? Yeah, if you could get like those walking poses where the back foot's kind of the heel is up, and in the front foot the toes have yet to meet the ground. Those are perfect because I've seen people do walking shots where it looks like the figure's almost skating.
Simon Toast does that all the time. I do walking shots, but like he'll get exactly what you're talking about. And I'm like, damn it. Like I just want to balance him. Like I don't want to get it. And that's where I should, because that's the level of that extra effort that we were talking about at the start of the show. You know, like Simon does that, man. It's like, oh, it's so good.
Now the rest of the photo, so the diorama and everything, all that's like you physically have that one. Like only thing that was edited in was the sky.
That's what it's. I think so, right? So Messi, just let us know that too. If this everything else was the dios from the diorama boy. Thank him for the details. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Cool. That's right. I forgot he got that diorama. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, this dio looks cool. Like even just like this little tuft of grass coming out from the curb.
Yeah,
that's a good detail. Yeah.
God, the diorama makers out there. It's like you're saying. It's just. So much talent that we, in this ever growing community of ours.
You have to have a ton of patience too, man. Because especially if you want to take pictures of it, you're like trying to throw it together because you're like, I want to get it in a picture. You got to realize, I got to slow it down.
Brick walls and concrete slabs. That's what I've been making.
Yeah.
Oh man, but Messi, great job, dude. Chew, if you want to get back to our hashtag. So this is from Toy.Father, Mariana Collect, right? Or what did you do? He picked, right?
Yeah, he picked Mariana Collector.
Mariana Collector, very sweet. Love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, very cool shot.
And then my pick. Oh, that's me. I'm sorry. I'm the one controlling.
Also,
and
also
robot.
Mariana Collector, we always say the hashtag, if you want a theme, there's always some sort of theme with the hashtag. Otherwise, they're just letters. You can just tag your photos. We'll take a look at them. And for Mariana Collector, clearly followed the theme of Valentine's. So
there you go. And I did not follow the theme of Valentine's, but I did follow the hashtag.
He might, or they might love their bike.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, this shot just really cool. I just liked it. It tickled my eyeballs. So well done, Ravat. Cool. Well done.
And Wade loves the live review. So yeah, we'll make it a thing.
I like it. And of course, Ravat, no worries. But yeah, so congratulations. Those 3 shots will be going up. And as Chewy was saying, we're riding this out until next month, right?
Yep. So continuing on with the month of February, tag your foes, CPC_Valentines. Also tag us individually if you'd like to, or the
Toy Daddy's account. I was looking at the Toy Daddy's account too, down the tagged features.
Number 10.
And now, here we go. We're in it now. So Rick, you ready to rock and roll? We're all gonna take. This is a celebration of these photos making it in. The top 10 is determined by reach, not by likes. So that's been a big thing that the account has been trying to remind everyone out there that it's all based on reach. So literally, we've had people come in first place with under 100 followers, and it's amazing. So yeah. This is where we are with everything. So yeah, we'll each say a nice little thing, something that you notice. So I'm not always gonna start with you, Rick, but I will right now. So this is Best in Cloud. What is jumping out to you right now?
I was just bringing them up. Well, I love the subway dio is amazing. So I love to have something like that for my my pictures. But yeah, I think overall just like the posing and everything looks good. You know, you got Deadpool with kind of the goofy kind of pose on there, and then Wolverine being typical Wolverine, like he's kind of uptight and a little uncomfortable with it, but still trying to participate. So yeah, this is a really cool picture.
Yep, I'm a fan. I like the party hat. I still need to track that. That's like one Deadpool that I how do I not own this Deadpool in the boxer shorts and the sand? It's like I need that one. But yeah, this is really good. Joey, what about you, buddy?
I just keep looking at the party hat. It really pulls the entire photo together for me. Really nicely, nice touch.
Do we have answers? So Rick,
we
always, just to get to know the person behind the camera or some interesting facts about the picture. So what do we have from Bespin Cloud?
One second, we just have to address Pablo. Yes, on Tuesday nights there is Moz's Toy Box. Moz's Toy Photography Talk, I believe is the full name. They do live critiques as well. But I think our spin, Pablo, is they're posting it live.
Yeah.
And we're only doing one.
We'll only do one. Yeah, we're not trying to step on your toes. Don't worry.
And we're certainly not going to do all the things that 1/6 Shooter can do.
Yeah, no. Rick, Trevor will straight up like a lot, like what it is, like live critiquing. He straight up is like editing people's pictures.
Like, yeah, that does work.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys can see that though on this picture, but right by Deadpool's leg, there's a sticker of a taco.
Oh yeah. I had to blow it up. I had to see that. Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's a cool picture. Like the other thing I was going to mention too, now that I'm looking at it on my phone as well, he did a good job recreating that subway lighting. Like because like those subway cars, they're never really consistent lighting all the way across. There's like it's a little bit like fluctuates in a way. Sometimes it's like the one light's out or one light's brighter than the other. So that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a very cool setup as well. Rick, you said you wanted one of these ones. This is actually the diorama from Fex Hobby.
Oh, okay.
So it's their subway car.
Nice.
So we do have answers for the very first question, story behind the photo. Bestman responds, I took this photo to celebrate the new year and this funny bromance. I used the Fex Hobby train diorama and a lighting set to try to recreate the mood, the atmosphere of an American metro by night. And for what's making them happy in the toy community today, I like the toy community for inspiration, the support, and the constructive feedback. Very cool. All right.
Well, nice job. As Wade Create pointed out, the new Deadpool trailer really got the community posting. So true.
Yeah.
I mean, what I was going to say, like Office Space, as soon as I watched Office Space, I'm like, how can I have Deadpool experience a case of the Mondays? You know, like that was where my brain went. I want Deadpool in all of my favorite films.
You could have like you could have like a Cyclops coming up to Deadpool in his cubicle, with the coffee cup, doing so Peter, it could be like Cyclops is always uptight and stuff, and giving Deadpool like you didn't put a cover sheet on those TPX reports.
Oh my god! And I just got, for go back to Super Action stuff, in that arcade is a coffee mug with meh right on it.
There you go.
All right, dude, you're helping me out. This is good. Love it. What's up, Jay? TMNT 1987. We were talking about you before with Plastic Action. All right, here we go. Number 9. Oop.
Number 9.
Toy Mirth. This is ToyPic community Discord moderator Toy Mirth coming in at number 9. He absolutely crushes all things SH Figure Arts. His Gwen, the SH Figure Arts Gwen from Across the Spider-Verse, was his favorite figure from last year, at least from what he told me when I talked to him at a con. That's what he said. But it's a great figure, and he uses it so well, and I'm super digging this. And he also went with the theme of Valentine's Day.
What's kind of cool about this? We have 2 back-to-back shots of that Fex subway diorama.
Oh wow, true.
And also cool, Toy Mirth's Spider-Gwen did not break like mine, so that's extra cool.
Yeah. Did you get any of these, Rick? Any of these figure arts?
I didn't. I do like them, and it was tempting to pick them up. I messed around with the Miles at Comic-Con because Marvel Kicks picked it up. I thought it was cool. It just, I don't know, it didn't like really make me want it, I guess. So I kind of steered away from them. I'm pretty happy with like the first movie, Sentinel. Miles. Yeah. I really like that figure, and I actually like. We always joke with Adam that he makes these really expensive customs. I actually took the soft goods from the Mayfex Miles and put them on the Sentinel Miles.
I did that for Peter B. For Miles, I ended up buying the 5K set of clothing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But no, I did the same thing. The things that we do to create our perfect action figure, right?
And that makes you a toy daddy, whether you have children or not, is when you're buying clothing and toys for your toys.
Right. Rick, anything that jumps out to you in this image?
Again, I think the posing is really good. I like the reaction of Gwen to the flower.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I just love like when people can fill in the little subtle props. Like you could see to the, I guess it would be his right, the little box of chocolates. So it's kind of cool because it tells a story that he's handing the flower over, and then next is going to be the box of chocolates. He's kind of has it hidden on the other side of him. So like, it'd be cool. Like if the next picture is like him handing the box of chocolates over. So it kind of tells a story in a weird way. You just kind of have to look at the picture and see all the subtle props that he's put in there.
Yeah. I was going to say too, like on our left, like over Miles's shoulder, like, like on the glass there, I don't know if that is part of the glass or if it's part of but the light's catching it. It looks like an actual like subway car. Like I've ridden to like Shea Stadium or Citi Field, like being the outdoor, subway. Yeah. That's a great shot. Like that. So I don't know if he put something practical back there, or if that was just really done well, edited digitally. But I mean, I know Anthony does a lot of practical stuff, so I'd be curious. But anyway, Chewy, do we have any answers from Toy Mirth?
Unfortunately, no answers. Disappointing, I know. But I can ask a question to Rick. Now that you mentioned Sentinel, now that they've completed the initial Into the Spider-Verse team, where do they go from here?
It'd be cool to see them do the Spidey 2099 and then Scarlet Spidey. I think would be another cool addition to
that. Would be a good one.
That would be a nice one.
Yeah.
I was thinking Prowler.
Yeah, Prowler would be awesome. Yeah, because I mean, like the Peter B, which I've actually used that figure just as a regular Spider-Man. For a figure that doesn't have all those extra points of articulation, it moves so much. It poses so well, so. And they do a good job of incorporating the posing, and they have to modify the figure a little bit to where it's somewhat subtle. Like I know a lot of people weren't happy with the divots in the back of the thigh, but it allows them to get.
Oh, I like the divots.
Yeah, it allows them to get in that proper crouching pose, and to me, it's hidden enough. Like I'm not taking pictures from behind the figure, so
right.
That's a different account to just have back thigh toy photography shots.
Yeah.
Although I will say I kept on the thicker bottom on all my because you could have all the different parts. I kept the junk in the trunk. It doesn't matter if he has a 6-pack. I want my Peter Parker.
Even Peter B's in like spectacular shape. They need to give him a slightly bigger punch in the belly.
TMNT 87 says Miles head with Prowler or Miles head Prowler would be great.
But where would you want them to go next?
I mean, like, it's true. I don't need to see them leave the Spider-Verse. Like, I could still see them now diving into so many different versions from, again, all of the movies so far. How about a Kingpin? I'd take a Kingpin from Sentinel.
It's done that yet.
Yeah, the big old, like, with his big old shoulders with his...
Yeah! It would be a very weird
thing and make him articulated enough to be like a fighter.
Yes, I mean, like he threw down, right? Like he fought Miles in the movie. So
surprising range for a big guy.
Yep. Messi says, any of you guys getting the new Marvel Legends Prowler? I probably will. The comic one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I took the old Prowler. It was a very similar figure. I think the only thing difference was the old one had the pins and the arms and legs, and the new one doesn't. But the torso and everything's the same. But I kind of pulled it apart and made a custom Prowler out of it that more aligned with the movie. Okay. So like I have that Prowler, like the body sitting, but all the things like the legs and the bands on the arms and stuff are on like a custom Prowler figure.
Well, that's again, we have the things that we have to do.
Yeah. So now I need a classic Prowler to because it's been dismantled.
Well, it's good timing, man. I'm glad that constantly just pushing out toys.
I will say, considering this was way back in my like streaming infancy, if I was even streaming at that, probably not. When that figure came out, that was a really bizarre Prowler, right? Because it had movie vibes, but then was not. Like, what the hell was that figure trying to be? That's what I just want to know.
Yeah.
Which again, I enjoy it because it's the only one I have. But yeah, that threw me off.
That whole wave was a little weird, right? Like it was just it had a lot of like very.
That was the whole Venom Pool wave, right? Was it the Venom Pool?
The Prowler one wasn't that the Stiltman. Yeah.
Oh,
because it had Frogman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And then the Hand Ninja.
That was definitely a trip. So real quick before we go to number 8, I'm gonna do this real quick fast.
Yeah, well, I wonder if that backdrop, as you're changing the thing, I wonder if that backdrop is like a TV or a computer screen that he just set the.
That's what I'm thinking.
In front of, yeah.
Yeah.
Do that too, yeah.
But this is now another. So again, we asked you, Rick, about highlighting some accounts. So we talked about Cap Lives. Again, Cap Live, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Here is a Black Symbiote. This is Diego, and man, this is this is another great account to follow. I mean, we're talking about that Doom figure.
Yeah.
Do you ever get any of Diego's head sculpts?
Yeah, I have a bunch of them actually. So I've done customs for Diego. And usually I just do them just like, just to, I don't know, just I'm a friend, I guess. I don't like charge him or anything. He's like, hey, could you paint this up for me? And I'm like, yeah, send it. And he recently, I guess he was like, I got to pay you somehow. So he sent me like a bunch of the Venom's head sculpts. I have a bunch of the Spidey ones. Some were painted, some need to be painted. So I think I'm hiring Nico to paint some of the unpainted ones.
Nice.
Yeah. He's hooked me up with a few that him and Spider Machine do. In fact, he probably has a picture. There's a picture he just recently did with Black Panther sitting on the steps with the Panther in front of him. That's a custom that I did for him.
Oh,
should be on there somewhere. There's one of the newer pictures, unless he took it down. Yeah, there it is. It's like up above the Red Skull.
Why am I blanking?
Go down a little bit further. Right above Red Skull.
Oh wait.
Yeah, he's sitting on the steps.
My bad. There we go.
So yeah, I did that one for him where I did the boots and gloves in the blue, and then I lined them like in the comics, and then I used like a color changing paint. So like that Black Panther he just like in the comics, like where they have the blue highlights. He, depending on how the light's hitting him, he'll look like black in some spots, and then it'll kind of transition into kind of a blue color.
Oh, that's sick.
That's
Look
awesome.
at this Dio too. Jeez Louise. Oh, so again, just another awesome account. Thank you. Again, we'll keep rolling them out as we'll sprinkle them through. Rick. So again, thank you for helping get some extra eyeballs on these accounts.
Yeah.
So here we go. So thank you again, Anthony, aka Toy Mirth. Now,
Number 8.
Oh, Warrior Evans, another fantastic guy, another fantastic toy photographer, toy daddy. I what's the baby's name? Is it May? What's the name? Maisie? What's the baby?
Mayday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I have seen, again, going back to even Toy Mirth, like I don't know where these guys are getting these 3D printed babies, but I want them.
Dude, people in the chat help him out.
He's another guy that he constantly posts very consistently, always has great ideas. The quality of his work is like super good. And a really nice guy too. He's like super.
Yeah. Oh, this is really spectacular. I don't even know what I think I'm cracking up too much because I'm like, where is that web coming from? Like out of the diaper? Could it be out of the diaper? That is, oh, it's too funny. No, what I can't stop smiling at this picture. It's cracking me up. But I also love that moment in the movie too. Like, don't get too mad. He's had a bad teacher.
Oh, this is fantastic. And actually a really good segue into that. Another, Rick, you chose as part of that with photographers that we want to feature. Warriors Evan was one of them.
Yeah.
There you go.
So if you're not following him so far, has a strong following. So I suspect if you're watching this, you're following. But if you're not, feel free to give him a look. As Rick said, amazing ideas.
Yeah.
And again, another guy that like you typically includes like even just a nice simple with sometimes a little video pan, sometimes like you'll get into it with the behind the scenes, but is always sharing his knowledge. And like I said, that's where he's one of the reasons I was even interested in getting a pane of glass, because I would see his stuff and be like, oh, that's how he pulled that off. All right. One of these days, now the day is here.
And again, like you look at the behind the scenes stuff, and it's most photographers that post the behind the scenes stuff. You see that aerial view and you think there's not much to this, right? And then you see when you pan the camera down, how like all of the layers start to come together, and like and then all of a sudden you see this picture evolve, and you're like, wow, I can't believe. That turned into this finished product. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love the running gag of his behind the scenes of having Waldo lurking in the background of most of the shots. But even with this, look at this. The little Spider-Man figure and the Doc Ock. Oh. Yeah.
And he always, again, another guy that like he'll always comment on your pictures, and he's just a good guy in the community. So
yeah, man. Oh,
yeah, that little Doc Ock's awesome.
Well, as Juke Black said, he also found Waldo. TMNT said he's definitely the homie. And in case he helped him rework a shot for his post for tonight. So there you go. And Trevor, Casey's talented dude. That's all right. All right.
And we do have answers because, Casey being the nice person that he is. For the story behind the photo, I love the dynamic they had in Across the Spider-Verse. The setup is very simple. I only wanted to focus on their playtime/training. Mayday is connected to the web with sticky tack. And for the second question about what's making them happy in the toy community, is that right now there are so many toy photographers that aren't letting the algorithm get them down. They're continuing to put out quality shots.
There you go. Yep. Love it. All right. Congratulations, Casey. And here we go.
Number 7.
Ooh, Nerdissimo. That's a great name, too. Nerdissimo. Rick, I'm literally finding new accounts every week by doing this show. And that's what's so wonderful, though. It really does show you like just how it continues to grow over. And, again, week after week.
Yeah, as you're bringing these up, like some of the people I am following, but yeah, here's another account that I haven't been following, so now I got another one to follow.
Yeah, oh my God, crazy stuff on here too.
Oh, Josh Brown found that file, Yimbo, for Mayday.
Oh, Josh, My
Josh,
man.
if you want
My
to
man, Josh
send me
Brown.
that file, I will try to use my PLA printer to make that.
All right.
I don't know if that's possible.
All right, we'll talk, Josh. We'll talk. But Nerdissimo. So this shot, I mean, like when we talk about it, that you don't need all of the extravagant extras, the dios, all those things. They're nice to have, but you can start taking, like, this could have been, like, anybody could start taking toy photography and get something like this when you have that understanding of lighting. And I just love that use of negative space back there. Do you think that's a real lamp that just gets lost and blurred in the bokeh? And like, could this just be a regular like coffee table shot?
Could be, yeah.
Good. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's where my brain starts trying to look at like what scale to try to figure out what's being used. Like that's really great. It's a wonderful backdrop in its simplicity. But man, oof.
And it really goes with the dark kind of gritty feel of those movies too, and just kind of the Joker in general. Yeah.
What about you, Chewy? What's catching your eye with this one?
Oh, I just think the lighting's perfect. It's very simple, but it's a stellar shot. What I am doing right now, though, because I just realized the picture that I copy and pasted from the ToyPic community has a number 2 behind it, meaning that there's another shot that we can take a look.
Oh, right.
At behind the scenes.
Oh, there you go.
So it's a little light tucked away with something kind of, blocking it out. That's really cool.
That's pretty cool.
Man, Beast Boy's in the chat. What's going on, buddy boy? He goes, yeah, it's minimum done, maximum. All right. Yeah, it could be his own living room. Yeah. Is it a hot toy? What do you guys think? Is that size-wise? Is that a hot toy? But I see the third-party figures that I'm trying to think if this is the Felix. It's not the Felix toys, right? No,
I think it's a hot toy.
Hot toy because of the hair. The hair's what's jumping out.
Yeah. That third-party one's pretty good too, though.
I know, and man, that's something that like at the end of the year, it didn't like make my top pick. Like that figure's so amazing. That figure was so great, and I love it. I actually took it out to start screwing with just to like revisit toys, I'm just seeing if we have answers.
That's mine.
That would be you. Okay.
And yes, we do. For the story behind the photo, for this photo session, my aim was to employ a warm lamp to create a captivating bokeh effect. To ensure a crisp portrait, I utilized 2 lights, one positioned in the front of the subject and another placed on the sides. Toy photography serves as my therapeutic outlet for managing anxiety. Despite the demands of my job, I strive to dedicate more time to this passion. It brings me joy when others recognize the figures in my photos and share their excitement. Awesome.
Nice.
Really cool.
Trevor said that's the in art. Oh.
Okay.
So, I like that Josh was looking for him. Where's Trevor at? He'll know.
Yeah.
Love that. So thank you, Trevor, and congratulations, Nerdissimo. Really well done, awesome shot, and love that lighting. Keep working on that lighting. Jeez.
Number 6.
Peto Pudim.
Ooh, this is nice.
Loving that framing right off the bat. That framing is gorgeous.
Yeah, and this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. See, like you said, the framing, shooting through the trees for like a perspective,
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. So now did the Black Series Yoda come with cloth? I know that they've been including way more cloth goods. That's been a line that I was able to just kind of finally stop myself from buying toys because I wasn't photographing them. So is he a vintage collector? Is this
I think it's Black Series. I think there was a version. No, I think all the versions of Yoda actually comes with soft goods. Yeah.
Nice.
Dang, there's some good pictures in this page. Look at that. That Batman looking at the wall of the clues and stuff, and the effect of the shades.
Oh, now we got to see what you're talking about.
Really good.
That is great. I love the newspaper clippings. That is so
Yeah.
awesome.
Just like he's like taking clue, like like a detective. How does this one pertain to this and that? Just kind of staring at it.
Man, even like if you scroll down a little bit, the Captain America. I love like the promotional like propaganda posters even flying by.
Yeah. Oh, dude, this guy's killing it, man.
Yeah, man.
This is really good stuff.
Yeah,
this guy's about to get a waterfall of likes because I'm going through all of
them.
And actually really cool. And I'm surprised, this is episode 64, people. We rarely do this, but I really gotta remember to just look on people's pages because there's a behind the scenes for this one too.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I need Rick. I'm sure you have some homemade trees, right?
I have trees that were made by a gentleman who he unfortunately passed away. But yeah, he had made some trees for me a while back, and I kind of just try to use them whenever I do something like forest, esque or whatever, just to kind of pay homage to the fact that he made them for me.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, dude. So like some paper mache style, like the.
No, he kind of carved them. They're close by, but he kind of carved them out of the foam board kind of stuff.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Shaped them, gave them kind of that inconsistent shaping that a tree would have. So yeah.
Oh, that's okay. That's great. Jukebox Hero says, every time I see this Yoda, I think of the shot that Plastic Peeps did with it. Oh God, I'm trying to remember which one that was. But just knowing Peeps, it's gonna also make me laugh.
We do have answers.
Yes.
For the story behind the photo. Well, I mean, we saw the BTS, but the story was that this was a really fun photo. I just finished the work around my diorama trees and wanted to use them on a Dagobah scene. I recently grabbed the Black Series ESB Jedi Training Pack, and my initial idea was to use Luke and Yoda. However, I loved Yoda's alternate head so much that I ended up building the whole set idea around it instead. I posed Yoda as if he was meditating on top of a log and framed it with the remaining trees. Used a global blue light to give that set a swampy dark feel, and a few warm lights pointing directly at the figure, almost as if Yoda was emitting the light himself. I was really happy with the results. There's a BTS in the profile. And for what's making them happy, what's making me happy in the community lately is that every day I see or learn about something new. It might be a new figure, diorama, artist, technique, you name it. Oh, and they're also nice. They say, keep up the great work.
Oh, well, thanks, man. And seriously, awesome shot. Congratulations, coming in number 6. And now,
Number 5.
More Deadpool and Wolverine fun. So, Drip and Dream. This is one of those names, Rick, like, it almost caught me being like Dream, but no, Drip and Dream. I nailed it.
Nice.
So, man, this shot cracked me up. I remember seeing it the other day. I wouldn't do this myself. So Drip and Dream, please know that like I'm not a gore, like I don't do the gore and stuff in my work. But that would be the one thing missing. It's like his intestinal tract.
Yeah.
Like something
hanging out.
Like
if you had like that Sub-Zero Mortal Kombat Storm.
Yes.
It has like all the extra stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, Drip and Dream, you came in number 5. Like this shot resonated with people. It is such a blast. But that would be the one thing that my brain was like, but where's the gore? Even though I don't do it myself. But woof.
I wonder if he light paints those backgrounds because I noticed he does that. Like there's a Aquaman shot on his page too with something similar.
Oh, I'm sure. I just started practicing that the other day too. I've only done it a couple of times and not well, but that's something that I'm definitely also looking into. Basically, I'm finally like a year later starting my journey of like again work more or less as like tutorials he was putting out those monthly chats. Like I'm just getting to learn now.
Yeah,
I still couldn't figure out Pepper's Ghost.
You do long exposure, so you know like I did this Buzz Lightyear shot where he's kind of going through space.
Yeah,
and I actually just used finger lights. I put the finger lights on my finger and did long exposure, and then I snapped a shot and I pulled my hand back, but I wiggled my fingers as I was doing it, and gave it that effect. So yeah, light painting's pretty cool. And,
Look at these photos.
It's a great way to get your lightsabers. Like if you're doing Star Wars and you want to get the lightsabers to light up, light painting is the way to go.
True.
Look at this. Jeez.
God, light painting is so neat.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Oh, it's so cool. We do have answers from Drip and Dream. So his name's Matt. So as for the story, obviously the new Deadpool trailer dropped with Wolverine, so I was hyped and decided to get some shots out of the two. I've been doing a lot of light painting and portraits and decided the Revoltech Deadpool and Mezco Wolverine would go great together. Also tried to really get the relationship on the screen. Yeah, that's nailed. I'm honestly just happy that my work is being shared and that the community likes it. After being in the community for 2.5 years, I feel like I'm finally getting a grip on it. Hey, all right. Awesome. Was very happy to be featured. And of course, thank you. Yeah, dude, we're just happy to celebrate your work. Again, everybody, go check out Drip and Dream. This stuff is really great.
This one's
congratulations.
Pretty cool too.
Jeez. Yeah. It's just a fun page. Which shot was that? Oh, is that the lightning one? Who was that?
Yeah, yes. It says the caption says Center Swing.
Oh, who is that figure?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Man. Oh, it is.
War. It says it's from the God of War game.
Okay. Yeah.
Look at the shadow work. Nice.
I mean, the cool thing about the light painting is it literally does instead. You don't have to worry about so much of a story. It could just be a poster.
Yeah,
like it's that kind of vibe.
Like it works good with these Back to the Future characters, right? Because like as they're going Back to the Future, like you have that all that lighting effect that occurs typically.
Mm-hmm.
That looks pretty cool.
Neat.
Oh, that's so cool.
All right. Yeah. Well, Matt, again, dude, I'm sorry we're just now getting to interact, but Drip and Dream, everybody, number 5, congratulations, and hope to see you on some more. And here we go.
Number 4.
Hey, speaking of ACBA, here's Boog. So I believe this was a nomination from the Behind the Plastic Boys. And, man, Rick, I'll have you kick things off.
I mean, one, the prop work obviously is phenomenal. The posing is great, and then that warm light coming through that I don't know what you call that, a hallway or that
corridor,
that base there, corridor, yeah. It just all works. It's and another thing I'll just throw out there too, just with the photography piece, and you can see it in all these pictures we've looked at, the cropping. Right, like it's beautifully contained. Yeah, it looks good, man. This is a really cool shot. The blue and the reds of the Spider-Man pop really good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anything for you, Chew?
No, I think Rick covers it. Everything about the shot works great with the posing, and I just keep thinking about that figure now. Every time I look at it, I'm like, oh,
I know.
Really gotta use this figure.
I want it. I should have bought it, man. I'm gonna end up buying this figure.
I have it. I have this figure. I never shoot it.
Oh, okay.
I love this toy.
This is available for a reissue for this year. If you go on like Genki, it's like $50 or something like that. I
gotta pick it up. Yeah, I have the first version. It looks really good when it's posed up. Obviously, when they're those older Revoltechs like in the vanilla pose don't look great, but they've gotten better. They've gotten better
by far. But now with the flash, you can put that in vanilla pose. It looks fantastic.
Yeah. But this figure has grown on me quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, once again, I mean, so I don't have answers from Boog. He saw it, but I'm sure he's a busy guy considering he's running, the ACBA account and pages and all of the amazing things that, again, is all part of these Venn diagrams, these circles of toy groups coming together and saying hi. So yeah, go check out, if you don't know Boog, go check out ACBA. Go check out his page. That's another another way to get your work featured. And yeah, I mean, I can imagine that there's a lot. You'll find Boog stuff on the internet.
Yeah,
you'll find them.
And again, I've had the pleasure of meeting Boog in person, and again, really nice guy, just a super nice guy. I've asked him questions before, just kind of in passing, like, how did you get that depth, or how did you not get a, like somebody asked earlier, how did you not get a glare? And he's always willing to help out. So yeah. And
where I documented one of the first, or the first, like a comic book toy photographer, right? Like doing, like, I know that this is all before my time. I just know I know the claims are out there. I have more power to him. I mean, hey, that's I don't see anybody saying that's not the case, to be perfectly honest, in all my years of now doing this. So hell yeah, Boog, for starting a movement that we are all proud to be a part of. So awesome. Awesome work. All right, here we go. Top 3 now. Amusing King. It's me just making sure the name sounds right.
Rick, what you gotta understand, I actually know you probably know this. Yimbo, after about 11 o'clock, gets a little kooky.
I think I remember that about Yimbo, and we did the overnight stream.
Oh yeah, I was coming in. That was when I was at a tornado warning. You guys were going. You were on like hour 11 or I don't even know what.
Man,
and I'm coming in 5 a.m.
that is one of my favorite toy community moments, I think, ever. Like that, just us all, kind of half awake, delirious, laughing. The people in the chat sticking through like all those hours overnight, and then just watching that thing hit, and celebrating together. It's super cool, man.
Dude,
it's like being part of the championship.
It was absolutely. And again, for me being like, I at the time, like new to the crew and saying it, like that was so awesome. I was actually busting Wade's balls the other day because he posted on his story. He was looking for that Revoltech Spidey. And I'm like, bro, I told you to buy it back on your stream when you had me on. Like, the hell are you doing? He goes, no, shut up. It's research.
Research.
But yes, let's get back to number 3, Amusing King. Man, when I saw this picture, I just couldn't stop smiling and laughing. It has all the elements that you'd want to be a successful like toy photo in terms of the references, but then excellent posing. Again, simple backdrop, right? But it comes down for this one, concept and posing. I mean, and the lighting's great too. I don't know. It came together.
Yeah. I like to use the GI Joe with the football jersey, that sells it even more. That he's out there juking out the stormtroopers.
It cracks me up. Is that Mando's blaster, Chewie? Is that like his?
I think so.
blaster?
Yeah, I think it's a helmet and blaster. So good, really creative. I the sense of depth too was fantastic on the shot.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another Matt. Oh, and I unfortunately I can only tell you to go check out Matt's work because it is really good, and his page is awesome.
Yimbo, behind the scenes. We did get it.
And again, good guy Josh Brown coming to the rescue, my man.
It's only natural too, like the stormtroopers are out there missing tackles. So
yeah. Wait, you think they're gonna actually square somebody up?
Yeah.
It's an uneven field. They can't see through the visor. It's unfair.
You can take stormtrooper helmets off. They're not touching anybody.
There used to be when I played football. There used to be this drill called Oklahoma. I don't know, like, and you'd have the 2 players lay on their back with their heads like close to each other, and one guy would have the ball, and the coach would blow the whistle, and you only had a little bit of space to run between. But the whole idea was you ran right at the guy. The ball carrier was trying to run the tackler over, and the tackler was trying to keep the ball carrier from, getting across the line. Yeah. And it's like, even in that situation, the stormtrooper would probably miss the contact.
A defensive line of stormtroopers would miss the sled. They couldn't even move. Oh, too good. Josh Brad says, I want a follow-up photo with a perfect form tackle. Messi says, I want to know what he used for the grass. That would be great in forest shots. Deso had one. Dollar Trees. I didn't find them at mine, but I've heard Dollar Trees currently have some nice looking, like, scaled grass, because that's the key word.
Yeah.
So check those out. And our boy Macho Toys in the house. What's up, Macho? All right. Here we go, boys. What's up, Danger? Oh,
so cool.
What another great account, Rick. I'm sure you're all over What Up Danger, right? Like
beast. He took that shot of it was Lizard in the sewer with the tail wrapped around Spider-Man, like he's pulling him back under the sewer, and Spider-Man's trying to get out, and that thing is like forever engraved in my brain. Like I love that shot, but this dude always kills it.
Yeah. Between the storytelling, again, like fantastic posing. This is actually like I feel like more of a departure. Like this is more of like a poster style. Like a lot of the times it's more cinematic, story driven. This is story, but like this is in more of this is a movie poster. This is straight up throw the font, the Wolverine and Deadpool logo right on that. That is so crazy good. It's the light. You know what it is for me? It's the lighting over the head sculpt. The fact that you can see it's more of a menacing, creepy smile than just like the typical, like, when you just shoot it all lit up and it's just, Deadpool lifting his mask and being silly.
Yeah, it's super dope. And then Wolverine's legs with the subtle claws coming down in front.
Yeah. Which also then added to that depth.
Yep.
Is this? Oh my God! It's a bunk bed.
Apparently, yeah. That's awesome.
That even makes it funnier from like an element that isn't even in the story itself. That like these two toys would be sharing a bunk bed.
Yeah,
that makes me laugh.
Yeah. I could see Deadpool. I call top bunk.
Oh man! All right.
But yeah, as you said, an incredible account. This is one of my. This is one of my favorite shots.
Oh, that one's good.
Yeah. Well, Marty did get back to me. We have some answers. So, story of the image is that I wanted Deadpool to be hiding, ready to jump out at Logan. When shooting, it evolved, and I added the bottles of booze, so Deadpool's waiting for Logan to pass out. The story of me shooting it is just to jump on the Deadpool trailer hype. Shameful, I know. Don't be no. We all take our inspiration. Hey, if it's a pop culture thing happening in comics, Marty, come on. 2, what's making him happy right now is the amount of great feedback I get. It still blows my mind. Even have comments yet alone a following. So yeah, just the fact that it's an amazing thing. The fact that we get to share our work with all of you wonderful people and vice versa. And he said, he said he's getting closer to that top spot. One day it may happen. That's right. One away. That means, Marty, next time, I guarantee it, we'll see you in there, buddy, claiming that top spot. But congratulations, dude. So good. And
that picture he has of Miles jumping, talk about depth. That's an incredible picture.
Yes. You know what? Before we reveal the winner, I gotta pull up. Are you pulling up another account? What are you doing there, Chew?
Oh, just pulling up a larger shot for the audience to see.
Yeah, look at that. Oh man, that's cool.
Oh, it's just so crisp too with this building. It's not focused at all, and so good. What's up, Yimbo?
No, here we go. So, wait, is this not the right? It's not the right.
Who are you trying to pull up?
Lord Bev.
All right, I got him.
Oh, all right. All right. If you're on it, sure. Thank you.
I'm already sharing.
Before we had Rick wonderfully gave us some extra accounts to check out, and Lord Bev again. Most likely, you know this guy if you're listening to us right now, but just in case, go check out Lord Bev's stuff.
This shot, like this Black Panther shot, literally.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the story, and I'm never gonna forget this. I drove up to work, and I was mad because I had to go to work, and I parked in my parking spot, about to get out and walk into to where my office is, and I go, let me take a minute to sit in the car, right? Because there's nothing like sitting in the car for a second,
Yes.
And I pulled up my Instagram, and this thing came up, and I literally jaw dropping, everything, the depth, the little bit of smoke around his legs, the lighting of the aisleway, the purple lights coming off of the Dora Milaje, the light in the background. I mean, it looks like they're in, and I'm sure this is what he meant to do, but they're in one of those Black Panther, I don't know what you call it, the plane or the helicarrier.
Yeah, I was gonna say helicarrier. I'm
fully
sure
made of vibranium, and he's getting ready to deploy him and his crew out there to take out some bad guys, maybe Claw or something. I mean, it's such a beautiful picture. He just killed it. Even just a little bit of light coming down on Black Panther on his shoulders and a little bit of chest, crushed it. Just crushed it, man. Killed it.
I'm loving that MCU Legends collector with the GIF. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Cracking me up. Yes, spectacular. So again, go check out Lord Bev. And then we did have one other. Do you have that up, Chew? Or no?
Let me look that one up.
Oh, if you have, okay. If you have it. So I guess I could tell you because I'm not trying to hide it, and Rick knows already. Am I going to say it right? Zorana, 1906.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's how you say it. It's like the Batman. Zoranara or whatever.
Yeah.
Took me a minute to spell that correctly. But yeah, this account.
Another guy that crushes it. Does a lot of, he does do a lot of DC stuff too, which I like. I did a custom Parasite for him. Which is he has a picture of it on his page where he's fighting Superman, and he used laser pointers to light the eyes up red, so it looks really cool. But yeah, this dude's he's a beast too.
The laser pointer, I've been meaning to try that out. Same thing with a UV light. I've heard a black light works really well on the translucent Legends effects and stuff like that. So
yeah, I use this one. Again, it's just a black light from a Halloween.
Yeah.
This works really good with the starry background. So if you get the starry backdrop and then you're trying to layer in front and make kind of a nighttime scene, you pop this off of there and it'll really make it pop in the backdrop for you.
Guys, I hope you've been taking notes. I probably should have warned you to get your spiral notebooks out this evening to be jotting down as much stuff as Rick has shared with us this evening.
Yeah. But when you got that, so that's from Blade Month. In October, we all do a Blade theme month. So a lot of the guys in the group have the Mezco Blade, and I think Capuliv's just got it, so he's going to join us next year.
I have it too. Just saying, Rick.
Jump in, yeah. Jump in, yeah.
I take pretty photos.
It's a fun theme to do. It's
yeah. Well, dude, did you end up picking up that last Legends Blade? Because I literally held off because I was I have this Mezco version.
Yeah,
Why do I need another blade?
I did, and I took the arms off, and I put I'm drawing a blank. The G.I. Joe guy.
Roadblock.
I took I had an extra roadblock, a target roadblock. I took his arms off and put them on the blade, and then I actually gave him a soft goods black coat.
And so he's yoked to the gills.
yeah. So now I can because I do, I have the Mezco one, but I wanted just a good Marvel Legends version too. So I could take the coat off and have him just sleeveless, or I have the coat on and the coat's wired and everything, so it works out good. And I actually use the gloves from Roadblock as well, so it actually works out good because it has like a little bit of red in it. So yeah, it looks pretty good with the blade figure. I'd show it to you, but I have it downstairs.
That's okay. Again, this is good. I'm going to say it again. First of many times, Rick. So
yeah. I'll bring it I'll bring it up here and have it on the table next time.
Yes. So again, guys, thank you, Rick, for highlighting these additional accounts this evening. So if anybody new to you, by all means, check them out. And now we're up to the number one. We did it, guys. We did it.
And it's not even midnight yet.
Yes, but I still have to wake up. I'm still going to be the timekeeper now. I still have to wake up early.
Oh, now you're going to be the timekeeper.
Well, usually Chris can. I don't have to. All right. Congratulations. What's up, Danger? Marty, that top spot, it will one day be yours. But this week,
Number 1.
it belongs to JZHZ6669. I don't know if there's any other way of pronouncing that, so I'm not going to try.
Let me see if I'm following this one too.
Now,
let's see if there's behind the scenes.
This, from what I gathered, I did a little bit of just sleuthing-ish, not sleuthing, and we're just looking at a person's page. So, Rick, we've been having a little bit of AI conversations that come up, each week, and the thing that you guys need to know about this account is that's a hot toy. So, in terms of the ToyPic community, a practical real toy was used, but this account builds their digital background. This is not AI backdrops. Literally they build it and they show the renders.
I was just looking at that. Yeah.
Again, to me, this is so valid because look at the level of
this is beyond amazing.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's nuts.
So cool. It's insane.
Now, this is where each week I feel like I already know where I fall on this, and you guys probably can tell, but one of these days I'm gonna go heel like The Rock on AI. And because that takes away from something that this person's doing, spending all of this time building in a intricate 3-dimensional space, a backdrop to then use for photography. I don't know. It just something something can come so easily, it just makes me feel dirty. I don't know. Does that make sense? This took effort and time and skill. And it's a very interesting wrinkle on all of the other ways that we've presented toy photography, whether it be practical or through Photoshop or digiramas and all of the different things. Imagine built it's really cool. I think
I'll put it this way, right?
Yeah.
If you watch the CGI Star Wars TV shows, right, like Rebels and stuff, it takes those artists probably months or whatever, if not years, to build and render all of that and make it look somewhat, believable or realistic. Obviously, this guy's doing a frame, but I would say this frame that he, in this, using this as an example, that frame, that looks better to me than some of the stuff that I've seen on those TV shows.
Yeah.
More realistic, the depth, the detail, the texturing, so it probably took him a ton of time to do this. And to me, that's valid because it might have taken him almost as much time to render. And I don't know, maybe he's super savvy at it and can do it, pretty quickly. But, what's the difference between taking a couple hours to do that and then a couple hours to build a wall? And, so
that's true. I think the hard part now in the world that we live in, it's not gonna go back in time now, that there something like that now somebody could confuse that for an AI generated prompt.
Yeah,
because there has been the occasional things where, and this comes up, and we're just the talking heads, so we like to address it as a community and figure things out together. But I just wanted to make that point that this was not a generated. This was straight up built up digitally, and then with a practical toy. I just blown away.
And that kind of sucks for artists, like that the AI stuff has kind of muddied the waters a little bit between what true artists are able to create and then what AI has been able to create, So it's
Rick, I've seen like comic generated, like AI generated comic book art that is straight up like, oh, and then I see a real person's Instagram comic art account and I'm like, oh my God, this is just your work, but now that computer did it. That's really messed up, like it's So again, in the battle of Skynet, I'm always gonna fall and support humanity. I'm gonna fall on the side of the humans. So
so when the
Josh
machines
Brown,
take over, just know Yimbo is an ally.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, you tell the robots, tell the algorithm. Josh Brown, you mean what AI has been able to steal? I mean, that's where we get into that whole muddied water. But like I said, like something's got to get figured out. But in the meantime, we can at least enjoy and rest easy that the effort, the level of effort and skill that was put into this picture. And let me just see if we have any answers, guys. My apologies. I should have probably checked that out first, but let's go. And we do. Yes. Okay. So, firstly, the entire backdrop is derived from a scene-setting artwork, and I particularly enjoyed the atmospheric feel. Then, after shooting toys for a period of time, I found that I was often limited by the background material, which limited my shooting angle. In the past 2 years, I tried to learn 3D modeling to create the scenes I wanted as the background, which is why I created the entire environment specifically for perspective painting. I also really like this paint. So then I sent me some like other poster images. Like I like this painting. I like the feeling of the standing at the back of the Jedi Patrol. Therefore, starting from this, I started to lay out the positions of the characters in the entire environment. When shooting toys, I specifically placed a mirror on the desktop so that I can have reflective materials similar to water reflections. So finally, after arranging the positions of the characters, I had a few droids and embellishments. In order to avoid abrupt color tones, I chose black droids. Oh, back there. Yeah. Oh, man. Really cool. I mean, the fact that, again, this is built off of a scene. Like, this is not really going to do it justice, but I was sent, like, an image that this was based on. So that they took the image, the actual Star Wars art, and then recreated it digitally to get the right angles.
I'm blown away that they self-taught.
Yeah.
I don't understand, but I'm amazed. I just don't understand how you're able to do that. that's incredible.
Yeah. Josh Brown said, "I just want artists to be credited. If they figure that out, we can talk." And that's exactly right. I'm always going to want the Sir Trevors of the world to be able to shoot the promotional pictures and box art for Mythic Legions. Like, that's who I want. I want Trevor clicking that shutter button. Wade Create, it's number 1, so a lot of people definitely liked it. You did a great job. Yeah, man. Congratulations on number 1. This is a great week. This is a great week of picks.
Fantastic week.
And are we doing the giveaway?
If people in the chat want it, yeah.
Hey, somebody suggest a hashtag. Rick, it's just one of our last little ways. Again, the ToyPic community is actively always trying to help get eyeballs on our work, our artistry, all of that. It's really like an account trying to get out the 30, 30 new accounts, 30 accounts new to you, yada, yada. So we try to do our little part, and now we're going to do a little giveaway. We need a hashtag, though. You want to just use the We Are Banksy?
Let's just use that.
I like it. Rick, We Are Banksy is that toy photography has been compared by Lago Figs, and now I've run with it as underground artwork similar to graffiti in the 80s.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's still very niche. You know what I mean? It's still It's starting to be in Lego commercials, but it's still not, like the overwhelming amount of people.
It's now starting to become representative of State Farm commercials.
That's right. Oh
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, dude, Jax is he's our ambassador in terms of like pop culture mainstream. We need support that guy too, man. He's had some great opportunities.
Stop motion.
Not quite the hashtag, and I need to rewatch last week's episode so I can fully appreciate this.
I mean, Rick, you are also an STD, a sexy toy daddy.
Oh, thank you.
Oh boy.
So what this is for people that aren't familiar, it's a fast pass feature. Go on the ToyPic community, get some eyeballs on a photo that you would like to push forward, or if you have a photographer in mind that you think could use a little extra spotlight, you can pass it forward as well. We take nominations that way as so.
Diggs Figs in here. Diggs Figs, you little sly son of a gun. How you doing, Ryan? I bet he's taking toy photos. He's been taking pictures. I bet. Oh man. So, Rick, what's your next streaming appearance, bud? You have anything on the calendar?
Be, next Tuesday will be we jokingly call it Pink Tuesday. But I'll be on with the Wade crew on Tuesday, and then so we're doing that I think the last Tuesday of every month now. And Tuesday's just a better day for us because like the Fridays we were all kind of just running into scheduling conflicts. So pretty excited about that. And then Pablo hit me up. So in a few weeks I'll be on their show on Tuesday.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh cool.
Yeah. Nice. So I think the March 12th I'll be jumping on with them. So excited about that. And then on the 19th, which is the following Tuesday, I'll be on with the Toy Migos guys for their Tuesday live stream. So that should be pretty fun.
Oh, Chat Migos probably,
Migos,
right? Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Some fun stuff coming up, man.
Yeah.
And
so excited. I'm always happy to talk to the guys. And, that's what, what made the last Comic-Con so fun was like, I interact with so many of these guys on Instagram or the streams that it was cool to see everybody at one point, a couple times actually, where we were all in one room together, just having fun and joking around and having a good time. So I can't wait. I'm so glad that the con season is among us. When WonderCon's coming up here in Anaheim, so
nice.
That's gonna be fun and it's gonna be a good year. So we're excited.
And you're gonna do SDC?
Yep.
Again? Nice.
Yeah, so it'll be SDCC. So
we're going. The Toy Daddies will be there, man. So I hope we'll be in that big room with you at one point.
One day.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
One day tickets, but we'll be there all weekend.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Yeah. We've been trying every year. It feels like it's elevated, so, I can't wait to see what next year. I tell people like the last Comic-Con, I've been going to Comic-Con since I think 2015 or so. That last one to me was one of the best ones. Like I came away with so many memories and just, getting to meet people in person and, again, hang out with them for, a few hours at a time and joke and talk about things and toys and all that stuff. It was just really a lot of fun. So looking forward to it. We almost got stabbed. So.
That's oh,
good times.
That was all. They were very. I mean, like the stories were great. Very nervous.
I became Ernie's knight in shining armor.
Yep. Well, I'm super psyched to get to actually like hang out with you in person. That's going to be great. That this is all again like each year, being in the toy community keeps getting better. So I'm super fired up. Mention to Wade when you're talking to him. Like, dude, I'm telling you, if you guys want to organize a photography stream, I volunteers tribute. I'd be a guy. I'd love to set up some shots because normally I'm doing man behind the desk stuff, and then I can't play with the toys. So if you guys do that idea,
I think that's a killer idea. Just to have like guests on and then have them kind of set up a shot and take a picture. And then kind of like what we did here, post it and then have him bring it up on the screen, you know, so we could kind of look at it and stuff. So I think it's a cool interactive way to do some toy photography and streaming at the same time. So yeah, definitely.
Well, again, this is our thanks for being here with us live this whole time. So again, if you ever want to get in on one of these fast pass, easy ways to get featured up on the ToyPic community, it's just a matter of hanging out with us. So
yeah,
great odds right now. Chewy, I'm down to just spin it, man, and let's
do it.
just see where it goes.
I'm gonna call it Smachu.
Messi! Cool. All right. So as you know, Chewy is the man to reach out. Thank you again, Chewy, for being that guy. So Messi, hit up Chewy. We'll figure this out. Get you another feature up there on the ToyPic community.
Do you want your latest one to be the one? Let me know.
Oh, that could. There you go. That could save a step. But good. All right, we did it, guys. We did it, and we crossed over midnight. So now.
You did it. I always love pushing it.
You did it. I know. That's why I'm saying it, Rick, because I know that Chewy's just so happy.
I just relish in that moment when it does cross midnight and Yimbo or Chris has to like wake up for their day job like really early. Not me.
Chewy, where are you at? Like,
I'm a little bit south of Boston.
Oh, okay. So you're on the East Coast too, then. So you guys are both 3 hours ahead of me.
Yeah.
Yes. So you have your whole evening ahead of you, and I have nothing but regrets and Shakespeare in the morning.
I was like, you're regretting anything about this stream? Yeah, but
I know the regret about the sleep.
Yimbo,
it's always the sleep.
You have the memories of this phenomenal stream we just did.
Hell yeah!
To carry you through the day.
No, that is honestly, like I've said this many times before, like even when I'm like just having as much fun as we always have on our Wednesday nights, like legitimately I can shake past the I'm tired, like get past that grumpy and just get back to hey, I'm me, I'm awake, we're good. But
no one wins as many spins as me. That's true. I'm on a hot streak on a Worthy Addiction. I've won the last 3 giveaways. I am retired for the time being from entering their giveaways.
Oh, Messi, you can use the recent photo. There you go. I think that'll do well.
Yeah.
Again, just like really nice. I think it'll resonate. But again, Rick, thank you so much. I know you just gave us 3 hours of your life. We really, truly appreciate it. We had a blast. I hope you did too. But thank you again for your time tonight, man. Just thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I appreciate getting to know you tonight. It was great. People in the chat, if you have not done so already, like, share, subscribe, all that. Yimbo, he's around. I don't know. Sunday, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah, I'll be streaming Sunday.
Yeah,
as always.
Cool. I know Chris does Toy Talk on Mondays. They're doing some movie. I forget what. And then you'll catch us here next Wednesday. No guests for next Wednesday. Those that may have heard the spoiler before. But we'll pick something up after that.
All right. And on that note, what
happened?
Did you hit the wrong button? No, who hit the wrong button? All right, Chew, take us out, buddy.
Good night, my toy collectors, photographers, and more. We had some fun tonight, but we're out of pictures to explore. We thank you for your time. It was nothing but sublime. Though it's time to go to bed, don't be filled with dread, because next week we'll be right here. Your toy daddies will appear to bring you joy and laughter every night and here on after.